matters.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader.
857. That's 800-619-9857. 800-619-9857 now.
These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom!
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he. But good morning to one and all. Happy Friday to you all. Hopefully you're enjoying your week. How's the weather been in Sacramento, Chris, over the last few days?
Gross.
So describe gross.
Hot.
North of 100?
Yes.
Oh, really? So it had been comfortable enough for a while. Been gone about a week out of Sacramento and gets toasty. Well, enjoy it, everyone. Be safe, be smart, be healthy out there. We've got a jam-packed show for you today, as always, on Friday. You know how we end the show with Friday Fun and Games when Matt and Kayla come in. And Chris, I don't know who's running their show this afternoon, this midday.
Richie.
Yep. Oh, right. Okay. Should we put him in Friday Fun and Games?
Well, he's been kind of, the last time he did it was like running in at like 10:03. So we'll see if he's available.
All right. If not, that's fine. I understand. We can, he's got, it's one of those weeks. That's for sure. It's been one of those weeks. I know you will be excited about next week. Probably I feel like a return to normalcy. Did you ever figure out when you're going to be able to get away?
No.
Hasn't been determined yet?
I don't think I'm going to for a bit.
He's going to be a while. Well, we have one more show without Carmichael Dave. He's on vacation today. Last day.
I am 63 years old.
Yeah, celebrating a birthday to come. Though I will say this, I saw some Christopher Laud, Carmichael Dave text show thread communication yesterday. That's been a while. That was a good back and forth, I guess.
No, I was setting him up for a joke and he didn't fall for it.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Did you start it? Were you the instigator?
Yeah.
Look back on that to confirm. Oh yeah, you were. You were the first. So you were commenting on a post that he made, and then it just never got there.
No.
You walked him down the road, and he just didn't take the path all the way through.
I was waiting for him to say Odyssey.
The movie Odyssey.
Yeah.
Because he went to see, what's it called?
It's the crappy Spielberg movie, Disclosure Day.
Disclosure Day. But you wanted him to say that he was going to see the new movie. The Odyssey came out yesterday, correct? Or did it? Early.
I wanted him to say that so I could say.
Okay. Was that in my ear?
Yes.
Okay, I got to tell you, here, that is really, really hard to tell the difference. And I only figured that out based on context that you said. Wow. 91140. The phone lines, same number, or 1-800-920-1140. YouTube chat, good morning. Welcome to everybody there. Checking things out. We already got quite a few people in there, so say hello to one and all. Be nice, be kind. Have your conversations, hit the thumbs up, react to stuff we say, react to your own stuff that you guys say. Just have some fun out there. It's Friday after all. We're almost here to the weekend.
Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
And we still have one last day of the guys, the fellas at the Sports Shack, at the Sack Shack, whatever it's called over there in Las Vegas. NBA Summer League is here, wrapping up today. The Kings have their final game, but our Sactown Sports 1140 crew has been out there, whether it's been me or the afternoon crew or the digital team, been out there and had you covered from start to today, all brought to you by our folks at Power Business Technology, as we're your eyes and ears out there for everything going on. Power Business Technology, copiers and printers for your office needs. Hopefully you've been enjoying all the different things they've been producing that we had out there as well. And it's been a jam-packed week, but it's wrapping up. And now it feels like the end with the Kings being eliminated, with Darius Acuff look like he's being shut down, which understandably, I guess. That's why I said yesterday, you can go one of two ways here. Either get your guys in and continue to have reps, or, you've seen enough. Shut it down, get everybody right for the start of the regular season with, off season here and camp and practices and workouts and all that stuff. So that's the route. At least they're going with Acuff, but more coverage from there. We will check in with Frankie Cardicelli.
We bring the boom. That's what we do.
Frankie's going to join us at 8. We're going to do that. Like I said earlier, we'll have Friday fun and games to wrap things up today when we check in with Matt and Kayla. We got celebrity birthdays. We got lots of different things to cover today. We also have, since it's kind of an end to the crew being in Las Vegas, we'll do that true hat tip to Vegas. We got some NBA over-under win totals we'll discuss today. Also, I feel like there's a couple of forgotten Kings. We mentioned kind of that veteran group of Sabonis and Levine, but then there's kind of that young squad, that first years and second year guys, but there's a couple of the guys that are going to play quite a bit. And what will their roles be? We'll get into that a little bit later in the show. We all are still at this point waiting on LeBron James, and his decision is impacting a lot of other decisions. We will discuss that today. We'll have some more takeaways from Summer League. We got a big weekend of sports ahead. We got 3 for Madness. So again, lots of different things coming your way, lots of different questions. And then one of the interviews I think I enjoyed the most from the week, we'll take another listen at from our week's long coverage at Sactown Sports in the 9 o'clock hour. So we got so much coming your way today. Just as a note, we were scheduled to have Bob Gerald today, but a couple of technical difficulties, a couple of things going on there where we aren't going to be able to make that work today, but we'll make sure we make that work probably next week. Because he's been out in Vegas from start to finish, the Hoop Junkie, hoopobsession.com. We really want to get his opinion of what he's seen from the Kings, certainly what he's seen from around the league, but looks like now that's going to be maybe sometime next week. So we look forward to that. Chris, how are things going back in Sacramento?
What do you mean?
I don't know. How's everything back there at the studio? Back with you? Everything good?
It hasn't burned down yet.
Well, not by have you tried and assisted in that?
No.
Okay. You did get a chance. I did see via our socials. You got a chance to do that interview we were talking about yesterday.
Yeah, I talked with J.R. Todd, who is going to be driving the DHL funny car out at the Sonoma Raceway this weekend.
Okay. How did that go?
It's cool. Like, I don't know much about racing, but him talking about it sounds like a good time.
And I mean, good. You were very resourceful in that. I've seen the clip that is roaming around our social media platforms that you referenced the G-Man, who has a long and lengthy career in racing, whether it's IndyCar, drag race. I mean, all sorts of racing elements. And you, that was good of you to bring him up because that also brought out a smile in your guest.
Yeah, he's a big fan of Gary. It's weird, like, hearing people outside of our bubble talk about G-Man because he feels like ours, but it's just like, oh, yeah, I miss seeing G-Man around the track.
That's cool. I mean, that's really cool. And get a chance to check out that interview again, SactownSports.com, Sactown Sports, YouTube. It's all over the place. All the stuff we've been doing out here. I say out here because I'm now in Louisiana, but all the guys in Las Vegas when I was in Vegas, it's all out there for you guys to consume, which we really do appreciate. One of the things we were talking about yesterday, this was something that was floating around social media. I don't know where it originated from, but one of the things I always like to see are bloopers on there. And usually it's Chris, you and I have watched many news, whether it's a news anchor, whether it's a news field reporter, bloopers. I mean, those to me are are fun. They're funny. They're fun. How they get handled. What's the mistake? How bad is it? That kind of thing. I mean, you just hope it doesn't, do any like real serious damage to someone's career or anything like that, but just something that can be amusing, I would say. And there was one where the female reporter was doing a great job on the report, and you see this giant, and this may be really old. I don't know how old it is, but I just was being floated around here around my family's place here. A giant cockroach landed on the lady's, let's say like her shoulder area.
I did see
and then
that.
you see it just crawl down the front end of her top, and she is rock solid on her interview, just continues to push through. You're thinking the way she's handling it, it looks like she doesn't even know it's there. That's how good she is. Just smooth, does the report, gets to the point where whatever the last thing she has to say, now she's still on camera, but I don't know if this is being shown over the air or not, but the second like she is done, then it's, drop the mic, ruffle the top, just try to get that thing out, and then she's doing whatever she can to get rid of this large flying cockroach thing. Whatever it was large. I mean, you could totally see it on the TV screen, and she did great, absolutely great. But what it reminded me of, so then of course I followed up with, this is a really old video, and Chris, I know you've seen this, of the guy that's, I want to say he's in a small town in Mississippi or somewhere. He's on the side of the road and he's doing his report. He's in a suit and he swallows some sort of bug, and he doesn't handle it nearly the same way. Now, this one I believe is all on tape. At least I hope so, because otherwise I think that might have been the last time that guy worked. But you know which video I'm talking about with him?
I do.
Yeah.
So the one that you're talking about to begin with, it was the other day. And the worst part were the people back in the studio, like coming up with the worst case scenarios. It's just like, oh, you got to be thinking that this is going to be crawling on you forever.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh,
other part. So
I
you
actually
see
have
this
it
one?
up. Let me see if I could grab the part I'm thinking about real quick.
Oh, that you can post and share with everybody?
Let me see.
Yeah, let's see if we can do that. Let me know, because there's an amount of professionalism you're trying to show. There's an amount of professionalism that you feel like is needed to go over the air. But then again, everybody's human. People can get grossed out by certain things. People have fears of snakes or bugs or spiders or whatever. And here's something in live TV. I believe it was live, right? And lands on her.
So this is kind of like the studio's breakdown of everything that happened afterwards.
Okay, but do you have the full video first? Or
I do have the full video. Well, okay. I can't post that, so do you know what I mean?
Oh, gotcha.
So I'm just gonna. So it's, you kind of have to see it, so that. But their breakdown of it is just like, oh, you're making everything worse.
So this is the audio we're gonna hear.
Yes.
I would have been able to.
No way. No way.
She probably wasn't sure what it was. You just know there's something.
Something large.
No.
At the end, I have to say I'm so relieved that it jumped onto the mic, because it looked like it was going to crawl like
into her shirt or in her hair.
And I was like, oh,
in her
God.
mouth.
Yeah. That's terrifying.
No. Why did they keep making it seem worse?
I thought it did crawl down her blouse.
No, it jumped onto the microphone.
Okay, so that's, I was seeing it off of a phone, like over the shoulder. I was like, oh man. Well, first off, good for her. Second off, yeah, you're right. Like is that the kind of thing you want to just let it go if you're in the studio? But they're like, no, let's discuss all the different
So they
possibilities.
played like a replay of it, and they're talking about it.
They're doing breakdowns, drawing on the screen.
Now here you see the cockroach come right up to the person. Boom.
So are you more likely to be like her in that scenario, or like our guy in the other video that we certainly couldn't air?
I would have freaked out
from like the 80s, I would say.
Oh no, that had to have been like no, I would say that's 2003.
I guess you're right. I'm saying 80s, but it was a long time. You could just tell the footage is just even different than we have now. It's grainy here. He's definitely in a small town out in the fields area. Yeah, he was done. He was absolutely done with that. So, yeah, good pull up on that audio. But yeah, if you had seen that, that was something we were discussing here. And good professionalism. I would like to feel like I would handle it pretty well, Chris, but I don't know until you're put in that spot. And then you're just thinking also the concentration it takes because something's on you. And it's like, all right, do they see it? How big is it? What is it? What am I talking about? So now you're thinking about two things, whatever your report is, and also whatever this bug, insect, bird, bat, whatever it is that's on you. Good for her.
Okay. Oh, we were both wrong. 1996.
Okay. And do you know where that video took place?
That took place in Arkansas.
Ah.
Augusta, Arkansas.
Gotcha. Yeah, and there's just, I've you've been to New Orleans before. You've been to other parts of the South too, correct?
I've been to Arkansas, New Orleans, but I don't really count that because I was only 16.
What do you mean?
Like I didn't explore
New
Orleans.
Well, but obviously you notice a few things that, when you're here. I don't know what time you said it was summer, right?
Yeah. It's probably around this time.
Yeah, you get the peak of
my God. It was about this time 25 years ago.
Wow. 2001?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so you had and wasn't it like a youth group or something you were here with?
It was the National Lutheran Youth Convention.
And just imagine that. Everyone out there that has heard Chris for years, imagine him at the National Lutheran Youth Convention.
No, imagine going on vacation to New Orleans and you are there at the same time as 30,000 Lutheran youth walking around the city.
Wow. I'm thinking more about you in that group.
Oh, I was a rock star too because I was from California.
Oh, you were just treated differently?
Wow, you're from California? Do you surf?
See stars every day?
Yep.
Do you surf to school?
Every day.
Every day. Uphill, up wave, both times. But you were here. You know what, a lot of the traits that happen here. That's peak humidity time. And I would say this. So I've told the story before about, I think one of my first times here with the family, and we had a walk. We walked from one of our houses, family houses here, to the Piggly Wiggly, little store in town. And it couldn't have been, it was no way a quarter of a mile. I mean, it was a couple 100 yards. I mean, it wasn't far at all. And we get in the store. My wife turns around. Oh my gosh, you okay? And I was just drenched in sweat all the way through my shirt, just completely drenched. I'm like, it's hot. And she doesn't have a bead of sweat on her. The rest of my family's not even sweating. I'm like, not made for this. But we went out for a much longer walk yesterday. I did okay. And they're like, maybe you're getting used to it. I go, I come here once a year. There's no way I'm used to it. It's humid. Maybe it's not as humid as it's been or as hot, but we have our big family reunion outside on the weekend. So it's going to be sticky. We'll all be drenched, but we'll have a great time.
Gross.
Good food, good time to be had by one and all. But yeah, you have, between the humidity and there's just different kind of bugs out here. Just a different,
and they're giant.
Yeah, different kind of sound, different kind of bugs, different kind of, just different. You either accept it or you freak out. I don't know. I would never normally freak out about that kind of thing, but it's just different. Absolutely different. All right, we got a lot to cover here today. But before we get to our next segment, let's go ahead and start us off with another round of Leading Off.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Bees in the car! Bees everywhere! God, they're here! They're ripping my flesh off!
Why would we be playing a classic from Tommy Boy? Bees? Well, it's because it's the final game of Summer League. They're playing the Charlotte Hornets. Come on. Yeah, Kings and Hornets today. One last offering of Summer League for the Sacramento Kings. This is the 5th game. They've been relegated to the smaller gym. It started with hopes with a 3-0 California Classic, the first win of Summer League out here in Vegas. And people are thinking, hey, they got to the title game last year against this Charlotte team. Maybe they can get back. Maybe they can win their 3rd Summer League title. And then it is slowly fizzled away. A loss to Washington, a loss to Brooklyn, then a loss to Boston. So, yeah, Summer League title will not be happening. They're going to finish out the 5-game schedule today with the afternoon game. And that's a wrap on another year in Las Vegas and of the California Classic and the Summer League overall. And then up next, we wait. We wait for the rest of the offseason. We wait for that workout. We wait for camp. And then the NBA season will be here, the 42nd year of Sacramento Kings basketball, or Kings basketball in Sacramento. All right, cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
I don't like leaving my own country, Doug, and I especially don't like leaving it for anything less than warm, sandy beaches and cocktails with little straw hats.
Well, we've got sandy beaches.
So who the f*** wants to see them?
Well, that is in relation to golf, another golf major in Southport, England at Royal Birkdale. The Open, the British Open is going on right now. And Lucas Herbert was putting on one of the great shows ever in a major. Just bogeyed his final hole. He had a bogey-free round going on. Birdied 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12, and 16. Bogeyed the last hole. Shot a 34 on the back, a 28 on the front, a 62, and has launched himself to the top of the leaderboard right now at the British Open. They'll have many more golfers out there for the rest of the day, but they are now chasing him after 2 rounds. Suber was the leader after yesterday. But wow, what a day for Lucas Herbert. Shot a 70 yesterday, a 62, so he's even par, and it goes 8 under today to take a lead, or the clubhouse lead right now after 2 rounds. Many guys still out there. Some still haven't even teed off for their second round, including Bryson DeChambeau, who was one of the stories of yesterday. He's going into today at 3 under par. He'll tee off pretty soon here. Scotty Scheffler, who was 2 under par, still has yet to tee off. So we're going to get guys going, starting their rounds for day 2. But the British Open does continue. All right, cut number 3.
Cut number 3.
That was our huge fan base riled up and fired up for the start of what is called the second half of the Major League Baseball season. They've played more than half the games, but the A's are back in action today after the All-Star break. See, I mean, all I had to do was say that. They get fired up. Here we go again. A's back in action after the break. They host the Washington Nationals, 3-game set beginning in Sacramento tonight. And so baseball is back. So are the A's. And again, as we get closer to the Major League Baseball trade deadline, I went from feeling like they should be buyers to possibly now being sellers. The Giants should definitely be sellers if they want to tweak their team for the future. And they may have some guys that they just kind of need to do some cleanup, little cleanup for the Giants in the Bay Area. But baseball is back for the second portion. By the way, there's also a good matchup this weekend with the Dodgers and Yankees. I know Chris loves that, and so does Dave, because it's his Dodgers and the Yankees.
Dave loves LA. Dave loves it.
Yeah. So you just got to realize maybe that's where he is. I think he's going to the games because he loves LA. All right. So we've set the scene for you today. Again, just to kind of let you know what else is coming up. We have takeaways from another day at NBA Summer League. We got a jam-packed sports weekend we're going to discuss coming up as well. Some fun questions on 3 for Madness, including more NFL quarterback rankings, and want to kind of evaluate how the scouts, GMs, coaches did on their 1 through 10 in the NFL. LeBron James, the waiting game continues. Frankie joins us from the Sack Shack at 8, and so much more, including some more cleanup from our conversations in Las Vegas before we wrap things up with our typical Friday fun and games. So join us, 916-339-1140 on the text line, including the text that says, Chris, love that quote from Snatch. kind of a little hat tip to you. Also on our YouTube page, you can hit us up there, hit the thumbs up button, and however else you'd like to reach us, reach out. Tell us hello. We'll do that as we all continue right here on Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
My buddy dies. I show up to the funeral. Open casket. We're still doing that? I've never understood open casket. I don't get it. It's like, you told me he was dead. I believed you.
From the Monday Morning Podcast, his hit film Old Dads, and his latest Grammy-nominated special on Hulu, comedian Bill Burr, coming to the venue at Thunder Valley, Saturday, July 25th, with all new material. Get tickets at ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss Bill Burr.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Emran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
Hey, what's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. I've heard you're extending the 4th of July sales event because the deals were just so good.
They were the best deals of the year, and we wanted to keep the savings going. Right now, you can save up to $17,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 1500 crew cabs.
America loves Ram trucks, but what about my perfect truck?
We have you covered at Hoblet. We are truck people, so you won't find a better selection of new Rams with the features that matter anywhere. Plus, with almost 600 new Rams available, your Ram is waiting at Hoblet. Just one of the reasons Hoblet is consistently one of the top Ram dealers, not just in California, but the entire nation.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. 17,000 total net savings after 4162 dealer discount and 11,338 factory incentive. Incentives may include 15% below MSRP incentive, 1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade, and 500 military bonus or first responder bonus for eligible members. 10th net savings, sample VIN 390660. See dealer for details.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sactown Sports.
All right, back here on Sactown Sports. Jason Ross, Chris Verlade. One more day until we get Dave back on Monday. Everybody's getting ready for a good weekend ahead. As I said, we went from Vegas to New Orleans. Got a big family reunion. Chris, there's just going to be a feast. It's one of those things that this comes from a family of just, whether people are known for cooking famously or just people cook, man.
Are there any contests?
You know what? I don't know. And I talked about that last year. It was 2 years ago at our family reunion where they had a bunch of different contests. We had games. We had, there's all sorts of different things going on. Trying to think from the different things. They had stuff for the kids. They had stuff for the adults. They had like little gaming tables. We actually had like blackjack and stuff, and we were playing blackjack competitions. We had some sort of, we were out in this place called Sun, Louisiana, and I think it was in and big property out there, and there was around a lake. And I did not enter this one. I did not have any interest, but they had we had like 4 or 5 teams of relay races around the lake. And it's like they had that. They had fishing contests, dance contests. But the contest I got a chance to be a judge in was the dessert eating contest. And I'm thinking to myself, if there's ever been a contest that I was born to be a judge for, it was this. Was so excited. Couldn't believe it. Yes, of course I'll accept it. It was me and a couple other cousins that were judges, 3 of us total. And in my mind, Chris, I'm thinking there's going to be, I don't know, 5 to 7 desserts that you have to judge. No problem. Well, it was in excess of over 30. Everybody brought, well, not everybody, but because that's how big this reunion is, massive. And so many people brought desserts to be judged. And it went from, I can't wait to do this, to that's just too much. So you have to just barely sample what you can. And, we're trying to put stuff in categories like, here, let's put all the cookies here, brownies, cakes, pies, mystery, some other category of some sort of dessert. And you just go, how do we pick who's who, what's what? And the funny thing is, I did know that my mother-in-law, so think about that pressure. My mother-in-law had submitted an entry, and I knew what it was, and I could taste what it was, and it's fabulous. But I'm like, all right, where does that rank? Do I feel the pressure to put that on top of the list? But I mean, there was 2 other judges, so it wasn't, I wasn't going to lead them. It was a challenge, and it was something that I thought would be the greatest thing ever, but it was overwhelming. So as of now, I don't know if there's a dessert eating contest, not eating, but a dessert contest. But I might pass on being the judge if offered again.
I kind of want to do it again.
What's that?
I kind of want to do it again.
Yeah, you know what? You're probably right. Remember that time I did that and it was a lot, but kind of want to do it again. So yeah, I'll have a report on that on Monday, whether or not we have that again and whether or not I'm a judge. But yeah, it's fabulous. Wonderful, wonderful time out here. And I can't deny it. I really enjoy my time out here. And like I said, we have family in New Orleans. We have family all over Louisiana here, but we're out in what I feel like is called the country in Madisonville, across the causeway, longest suspension bridge out there, 20 plus miles across the lake. And it feels great. I love it out here. Absolutely love it. Completely different than Sacramento. And in any areas that I ever grew up in, it's just different. And I love it. Great people, great family, incredible place that we're staying, and love it. Absolutely love it. So we'll have more reports for you next week. But speaking of the weekend, there's a lot going on this weekend, sports wise. I know at times July can be labeled as more of a slower time in sports, but I don't really find it to be that way. Especially if you look at this weekend. Of course, tomorrow you have the 3rd place match in the World Cup, but Sunday you have the World Cup finals, and a lot of people have had World Cup fever. I've been into it. It's been enjoyable. It's been fun to check out the pageantry of it all, the great soccer of it all, and the emotions that you'll see for the winner and loser come Sunday, whether it's Spain or Argentina, and even just the 3rd, 4th place matchup tomorrow, to see teams that got this far that will continue to battle. And 2 different locations. You have Miami tomorrow and then New Jersey for the Cup final on Sunday. Also, the British Open will continue. Those are almost like different, obviously different kind of events, but different times of the day. The British Open playing so early, California time at least, it's always been a major that's been a challenge. But the good thing about that is kind of like when you wake up, if there's something great and it's coming down to the end, you're like, oh, it's already going, and I can check out the last, 5 to 7 holes, something like that. So that's this weekend. You have Summer League continuing, and you'll get to the very end here with the Kings playing today and a few more games until they ultimately get the champion of Summer League. Major League Baseball returning, and then we're just around the corner for the NFL. So there's a lot going on. But Chris, I think the highlight, and I know it'll be your weekend highlight, certainly is the World Cup with the two matches, whether it's tomorrow and or Sunday. And all in all, though, I think it's been a good World Cup. How about you?
Oh, yeah, I've loved it. And the crazy thing is we talk about like, yeah, the World Cup comes to an end on Sunday. Manchester City's season starts a month from yesterday.
How fired up are you about that, too?
It doesn't seem like I haven't had like a break, so I don't know.
Well, what is their break? So when did they stop?
Well, they didn't make the Champions League finals, so theirs was at the end of May.
Oh, gosh. So they barely had any. I mean, well, they've had time off, but you haven't. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Because the World Cup started.
Like it was the Champions League final, and then 2 weeks later was the start of the World Cup.
Yeah. And then just the thing, as you said, too, when that's going on, it's like soccer. I mean, we're at the beginning, you're getting anywhere from 2 to 3 to 6 matches a day. And now it's obviously dwindled down. And once we got past that round of 8, I believe, it was like, all right, now there's either maybe you're lucky. I think we had that last Saturday. Yeah, all these days are blending together. I think it was last Saturday. Yeah, it was the weekend because I know it was in Vegas. It was Saturday where there were 2 matches, but generally there was 1 a day. And now it's just, now you need some time off. And what's kind of the amount of time generally in for Man City between games? About 4, 5, 6 days?
Well, when it gets into the middle of the Champions League, it's probably about 3 to 4 days.
Okay. And that's just kind of a natural rest, recover time. I mean, like,
well, it's not natural, but that's what they're given.
I mean, what's the optimal? What would be the ideal time they feel like they need to be right for the next match?
Probably like 5 days to a week.
5 would be, yeah. So it's a lot like football in a sense. Like you might have the Sunday, Thursday game that nobody likes it, and then there's some people that just aren't ready. But if it was Sunday to Sunday, they would be. And the NFL won't change that. I mean, they're still always talking about playing even more games and adding other days. I'm not for that, even though as a consumer of watching it, yeah, it's great. But, still trying to get the best NFL action or best World Cup action. But yeah, Sunday at noon, Spain, Argentina. This will be great. This will be a lot of fun. And even the 3rd, 4th place game coming your way tomorrow as well. So if you are a fan of traditional sports or just other sport, like this is just great. The competition, country, whether it's golf, whether it's baseball, whether it's soccer this weekend, or even wrapping up summer league play. There's still a lot going on, and I truly do appreciate that. As far as for us, what's going on, do want to hit again. You can reach us on the text line 916-339-1140 or on our Sactown Sports YouTube page. We can chat with you there. When we come back, there was another day of NBA Summer League action. There's more news and notes coming out of Vegas that we will discuss. Another takeaway from another day of games. And some organizations are doing this differently, taking stars out. I say stars, they're young stars. Plus, we'll also look at something I'm going to keep track of. I want to keep this note because I think it's important to do as an exercise, as a reminder now, as a reminder later. We just had the NBA draft. So you have your draft order that was established just a couple weeks ago. And now we've seen these players play on these teams, at least in Summer League, whether it's been a game or 2 or 3 or 4. ESPN has come out with their rookie class rankings based off of that. So we've got how they were drafted, how they look now. Remember draft grades, what they were sounding like just a few weeks ago, to what the players are being evaluated now. And then let's wait when it counts for real. See if these results will change. We'll talk about that and more straight ahead right here on Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Hi, this is Adam Johnson, owner of Golf Fitness Solutions. Most golfers practice their swing, but ignore the body swing in the club. We help golfers move better, get stronger, reduce pain, build power, and play longer. Join us for a free trial week and see how golf-specific training can help you support your body and your game. Try a class, meet the team, and find a right program for your goals. Call 916-802-5175 or visit golffitnesssolutions.com. Golf Fitness Solutions. Move better, feel better, play better.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the match day spread. He's reaching for the Buffalo wing. Perfect. Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too. Incredible. What a finish. Sensational combination. Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Any golfer would be thrilled to listen to Jack Nicklaus talk, and I had to tap the enthusiasm brakes a bit when I had a chance to interview him. But over the course of 40-plus years, Nicklaus wrote enduring words in Golf Digest magazine. Max Adler compiles some of the best. Nicklaus says, "When I putt, I hold my breath before initiating the stroke to keep my head and body still." About putting, he said, "I visualize the putter shaft as being extremely limber, almost as flexible as a length of rope, which means the only way I can get the club head to swing truly is to stroke putts very softly." He said, "The harder I want to hit a shot, the slower I try to begin the swing." About the game, he said, "The key to playing well is to understand who you are as a person and then manage that. I'm finding now more than ever that the game of a lifetime can give you the time of your life without ever striking a shot." Sounds pretty much like life itself. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting,
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Another reminder, coming up at 8, Frankie Cardoselli will join us.
We bring the boom! That's what we do!
Yeah, as Frankie has been doing his job, much like Chris and Brendan, and then the drive guys all afternoon between Jay being out here and Whitey and Alan. The coverage has been phenomenal. Our thanks to the folks at Power Business Technology, copiers and printers for your office needs.
Looks like Alan outlawed sleeves at the Sack Shack.
Is that right? Well, yeah, because why? He's never wearing them anymore?
Didn't see him in sleeves. Was Watkins sleeveless? I know Brendan yesterday was.
Brendan was. Yeah, I mean, it's been warm in Vegas, that's for sure. I saw they also were doing paper airplane tosses. How are you at paper airplane? That could have been a contest yesterday when we asked, after Alan did that impressive 4.8640, other things that Sactown Sports personnel could attempt. Should we have a paper airplane making contest and tossing contest?
No,
Alan
come on.
What's that? You winning that?
No.
Why?
You
never made a paper airplane?
Yeah, like when I was 7. And they weren't great.
Oh, come on. I think that's. Have you ever done that and thrown one at a football game?
No.
Okay. I did years ago.
Apparently, I've got a little bit more respect for the game than you do.
No, it's to entertain the masses, Chris. To see.
Shout out to the proletariat.
True story. I'm not fibbing here. One day, back in the 1900s, I was at a Rams game in Anaheim. Yeah, remember when they played there?
No.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they were playing the New York Football Giants. And there was something else unique about this game, if I remember right. There were like 2 or 3 safeties, something really bizarre. But we were in the upper deck. I was with some, I'd say high school friends. May not have been in high school yet. Might have been in middle school or early high school, but I feel like I was in middle school. And one of my friends at the time showed me a way, like the best paper airplane you could ever make. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if I probably had formulated one at some point. And he showed me, and we both made them. And then I just did like a gentle from the upper deck, just a soft toss, just to get it going. And it just hovered. It didn't really take off. It just kind of got caught up in the air and just stayed at our level for a while and was going forward, got past the upper deck railing. So now it's out over maybe the bottom deck, and it's just doing its thing. And now everybody kind of in our general area is just watching, because like this plane it didn't go fast. It didn't dart. It just matriculated its way, just hovered. And then it's just losing some of its altitude, and it's dipping, but it's still way up there. We're way above the field, and it's getting closer to what seems like the center of the field, but you can't quite tell the overall perception. Then it obviously catches some sort of wind, and it veers to the right. We were probably at I want to say about the 30-yard line on one side of the field. So closer to the goalpost to our right. And it starts going that direction. And as it's going, it's getting closer to the field. You can hear more of a murmur. And then at least from our angle, as it's getting lower and lower, it sure looked like it went through the uprights and then kind of curled around the base of the goalpost, and then landed at the bottom of the back of the end zone and got like a hearty ovation from everybody in our section. And that's my paper airplane story. So I'm ready to take on Alan Stiles and others from the Sack Shack in a paper airplane contest. But I think the key to that, if I remember right, and I don't even know if they make these anymore, it was from a program. So it was a little bit thicker paper. Do they still make programs? People buy programs? That's a lost art. Did you ever buy a program at a sporting event, Chris?
Yeah, WrestleMania 19.
Okay. What WrestleMania are we on now?
43.
Okay. Do you think they sell them, or if they do now, are they like $30 and they're like more like collector's pieces?
Yeah, I think it's more of a magazine now.
Yeah. Programs. It was to know who was in the lineup, to know the rosters, to whatever. There were a ton of ads too, but one of the many things that have changed over the years. But yeah, saw those guys were throwing paper airplanes at the Sack Shack. So we'll see how that goes. We'll get an update from that on Frankie. Yesterday was another day out at NBA Summer League. The guys will all be out there for the game today for the Kings and the Charlotte Hornets. Like we said, relegated to the smaller gym, but the Kings will be playing. Some takeaways from yesterday's action. First and foremost, on the individual basis, as I said earlier, there's some teams that are shutting some guys down, others that are letting their guys play. Like Caleb Wilson played again for the Chicago Bulls. He had another good game. I mean, he's just been impressive all along. I think when you just kind of look at what he's been consistently doing from the start to finish. And, he had a strong game a couple games ago from the beginning, really. He's been one of the standouts here. He ended with 21-8 and a 105-82 loss to the Lakers. We have more on the Lakers in a moment. Also, Cam Boozer and the Grizzlies beat the Hawks 96-84. It was a damaging loss for the Hawks, who were undefeated. Remember yesterday when we were talking to Brendan and others and highlighting that the Sacramento Kings set a summer league record for futility when they scored 4 points in that first quarter against Boston. Now, the difference is they scored 4, only gave up 13. So they were in the game, but just an awful quarter. 2 of 21, something like that shooting. Awful, but it was a summer league record. That record lasted less than 24 hours because yesterday the Grizzlies had a 32-2 lead on the Hawks after one quarter. The Hawks got 2 points. So the Grizzlies were up by 30. They end up winning 96-64. That put the Grizzlies to 3-1, dropped the Hawks to 3-1. You have multiple teams that are in that 3-1 range, but you have to look at point differential. That's where it gets down to when you're trying to decide the Final Four. Inside that game, Cam Boozer played well again. I mean, he's just been really, really good. That's been as predicted. Some people looked at him in the draft as the guy that would go number 1, could go around number 4. He went 3, and he has been just 100% solid. And I know that was probably one of the things that people labeled him as and looked at that in some cases as a negative, but watching him in Vegas, I mean, that's what he is. He is really, really solid. He's strong. He's physical. He can shoot the 3 a little bit. He can handle the ball. He's a good rebounder. He's got the basketball DNA from his dad. So anyway, his game yesterday, 24 points and 7 boards in that blowout win, record setting in that first quarter over the Hawks, 96-64. You propelled that win, the Hawks loss. That moved the Grizzlies into the Final Four. You've got the Rockets into the Final Four. They won by 17 over the Brooklyn Nets, the team that spanked the Kings the other day. You also had the Warriors win by 10, 87-77 over the Knicks. That put them to 3-1. And we mentioned the Lakers earlier getting their win over the Bulls. That put them to 4-0. So the Lakers, the Grizzlies, the Rockets, and the Warriors. Your Summer League Final Four. There you go. Those are your teams. The semifinals are set. Lakers, Grizzlies, Rockets, Warriors. And as we've said before, when you compete, when you put a clock up, when you put the scoreboard up there, yeah, you're out here to try to win. Some organizations are also trying to establish some other things. Well, one of these 4 will come out with a championship. I know the Lakers have won a title before, but we'll see if the Grizzlies, Rockets, or Warriors can win this Summer League title. So those were some of the things coming out of Las Vegas yesterday on yet another day of NBA Summer League action. And still to come, we mentioned it, we kind of teased it before. I want to spend a little more time on this, so we'll get this a little bit later in the show. But ESPN took their time to, probably too early. Look, that's what we always do. That's just like draft grades we say are too early. They have their NBA rookie rankings and where they all kind of stack up after 4 or 5, some played 2 Summer League games. So rookie of the year, kind of a rookie takeaways from the rookies, some rookie of the year numbers. We'll get into some of that as the show continues. But we've completed our first hour. We've got 3 more to go on this Friday, still to come. We will check in with Frankie. We will have another replay from one of my favorite interviews from Summer League. We will have a LeBron James decision, what it is impacting on the entirety of the league, and some forgotten Kings that are coming up on this year's team that I don't think we're talking enough about. We'll do all that in the next hour. But next, it's 3 for Madness, 3 questions, 3 answers right here on Sactown Sports.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents it's local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Wow, what is all this? These screens, the food.
All for the game, bro.
Let us pitch in.
No need. I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet with T-Mobile. I've got it all covered.
Goal! Here to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. Compared to regular rates after third line free on Experience Beyond plan with internet bundle discount via monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Credit stop if you cancel or change plans.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action, but please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
I slept in a lot of different rooms, different beds, but none of them really felt like mine. I spent 14 years in foster care, mostly in group homes. And I never had much stuff because I always had to be ready to move. Why get things if you just have to let them go?
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a forever family and a permanent home of their own.
Now I have my own room with walls that tell my story. I love hanging out in here. I play dress up with my sisters and I sing and make videos. But the best part? Knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader. 3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Question 1 here in a moment as we start the second hour of the show. Jason Ross, Christopher Law, Dave is back with us next week. Chris, you dropped that note on me before we started this hour. We lost someone from Hollywood. I guess from Hollywood. Pigeon Lady, right? From Home Alone 2?
Yes.
Was she in anything? What else was she in?
Well, now you're making me look up stuff.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Let me look her up too. And she was 82, I think you said, 81. Yeah. She does look familiar. Yeah, I don't know what else she played. Brenda Fricker. Oscar-winning actress. I think she had a lot more to offer than Home Alone 2. Are you finding anything?
Oh, she was in So I Married an Axe Murderer. Oh, did she play the mom?
Man, I saw that movie once, and I don't remember. Known for her role in My Left Foot. Okay. But it was one of those things where she felt like, I don't know if I felt like she was, you just portrayed like she was an older woman in that, but I guess she would have probably been in her 40s or 50s at that time. When was Home Alone 2? Like 90 something?
1994?
Okay. Well, I'm sure you're going to get that right.
92.
92. So 34 years ago. Okay. Wow. Passed away at the age of 81. Pigeon Lady. I guess that's how probably more people knew her as, but if you're an Academy Award winner and for My Left Foot, yeah, I think you did a little bit more. But interesting. Best known for many fans as Pigeon Lady, Brenda Fricker. R.I.P. All right, Chris, how about question 1 from 3 for Madness?
A panel of NFL executives, coaches, and scouts picked the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL, and this is how the list looked. In order: Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert, Drake May, Jared Goff, and Caleb Williams. What do you think of this list?
Okay. Well, look, when you have a list, that's what always happens. You have a chance to debate and react. And this, I think what's important here from this NFL quarterback list, and I think Dave and I will do this exercise because we do it every year right before the start of the season, where we kind of rank our top 10 quarterbacks according to just our own opinion. No problem with most of the people on the list, and certainly the top of the top. I mean, Josh Allen at 1. I think most people, I could be wrong here, would still put Patrick Mahomes number 1. And what's weird is, if this is NFL executives, coaches, and scouts, I don't know exactly how they rated their criteria of what they were looking at. I don't know if this means who's the best, if you had one game, which quarterback would you take? Because if you had one game, which quarterback would you take? I'd take Mahomes. I think that's been more of a proven entity based on his multiple Super Bowl wins and just the knack for making big plays, the knack for beating Josh Allen more times than not. But Josh Allen has the traits, like when you're drawing up, hey, give me a professional quarterback, big, fast, strong, big arm, smart. I mean, beat you with his arms, beat you with his legs. It's Josh Allen. I mean, there's a lot there. I get it. But Josh Allen being 1 isn't really a crime. I think I would put Patrick Mahomes 1 based off respect, based off of we are that winning culture. Super Bowls seem to matter. That's the biggest prize, MVPs, all that kind of stuff. And Mahomes has done all that, passed for a ton of yards, won games. Anyway, Josh Allen 1, Patrick Mahomes 2, Matthew Stafford. I'm glad to see that. I feel like he in the past has been disrespected. I've always felt like the top 4 in the NFL for a couple of years now, because the rest of the list that we'll get to is the list that constantly changes. But, we could have done this last year, the year before, probably even the year before that. And in some way, shape, or form, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson would be your 4 in some order. And so here they are in the top 5, with Matthew Stafford splitting it and going in at 3. And Stafford's career stats are really incredible where he is now career-wise amongst the NFL greats. He's got an MVP. He's got a Super Bowl. He's got the things that, we ultimately measure quarterbacks on. And when we go to all-time passing leaders, he is quickly moving up that list because he just put up stats upon stats upon stats in his years as a Detroit Lion and has done more of the same as the Rams. In the all-time passing leader category, the active quarterbacks that are in the top 10 are Aaron Rodgers at 5 and Matthew Stafford is 6. Stafford is ahead of people like Warren Moon, John Elway, Eli Manning, Dan Marino, Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger. And if he has a standard year, he probably, there's another tier. I don't think he won't get to anybody above him unless Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, because he's still about what was that, about 1,800 yards behind Aaron Rodgers, but Rodgers is obviously still playing. Now, if Stafford gives us 2 or 3 more years, but let's say 2, he's then going to get into that 70,000 yard club, and that is exclusive. That's Brett Favre, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, and Tom Brady. Brady's up to 89,000 yards. Brady is like LeBron, where he has passed the top of the top and then put up a number that is just seemingly uncatchable, but we'll see. because guys are throwing more, and they're doing that from year one, and you're going to have to play a long time and play at a high level. But that's what Stafford has done. So I like that Matthew Stafford on this list, according to executives, scouts, and coaches, is third. So again, Josh Allen 1, no problem with that, though I would have probably had Mahomes 1, Mahomes 2, Matthew Stafford 3, Joe Burrow 4, Lamar Jackson 5. Still feel like there's a decent amount of disrespect for Lamar, but I get it, because I think if the thought is you got to win a Super Bowl, okay, why is he 5 and Josh Allen is 1? If that's your statement against Lamar Jackson. But anyway, that's your 5. Where I think it gets interesting is the 6 through 10. And this is the part of the list that I think changes every year. And a couple years ago, after a strong rookie year, CJ Stroud probably would have been in this top 10. Not there now. Jordan Love maybe has been flirting with this top 10. But Dak Prescott at 6, there's a consistency, a continuity. He's really good. I don't know that I would put him 6. I think Justin Herbert at 7 is also like in that Josh Allen mode where you look at him, you go, he's a good athlete. He can move. He's big, got a good arm, has good stats. But now we're back to what else can you do when you get to the playoffs? You got to start winning some playoff games. And so Herbert is good and is gifted, but they have him at 7. Drake May at 8 feels a tad early to me. He had a really good year last year, but he's the guy that's the CJ Stroud. He's the guy that jumps in this list and then may jump out if he doesn't have the same kind of year, this upcoming year. We've had Baker Mayfield in there before. You've had maybe Bo Nix flirting with that before. There are quarterbacks that kind of jump in and jump out. Jaden Daniels is another great example of a guy who, my goodness, how good does he look? Had a great season, then doesn't have a great follow-up season, and boom, he's outside the top 10. These are the things that fluctuate to me in that position. And if you're saying it's just on their abilities, then why wouldn't they stay there? Or are you just rewarding for a season that they had? So that's where the list is a little bit confusing to me. But again, Prescott 6, Herbert 7, Drake May 8, Jared Goff at 9. Feels like he belongs in the top 10 to me. And then Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams has all sorts of potential and has been really good. To me, he's in that same mode as like Herbert and Josh Allen, where you go, everything is there. Everything is there, but winning even more, continuously doing this. And I think Caleb Williams is showing all the traits of a quarterback that can continue to do this and likely will continue to do this. So then that's the 10 that the scouts and executives and coaches have in. Who are they missing? Well, if we are valuing Super Bowls and Super Bowl wins, which we generally do when we rate quarterbacks, I'm looking at the list of people that are active, that have won a Super Bowl, that are not on this list. And that would include last year's Super Bowl winner, Sam Darnold. I'm comfortable with them not having him in the top 10, though he has at times the look of a guy that could be a top 10 quarterback. He really does. He's got a cannon of an arm. He's had some good seasons. He did lead a team to a Super Bowl. That seems to be important. The other one that I think honestly is disrespected truly is Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts has every right to be on this top 10 list. Now, it's the back end of it. You look at others with more abilities, but the stuff I talked about, beating you with his legs, beating you with his arm, winning, getting to a big game, winning the big game. Jalen Hurts never seems to put up like the massive numbers in those big games. Oh, is he the dreaded game manager? That's what the position is. Brock Purdy's a really good quarterback. There's others, we've had probably at one time, maybe Kyler Murray would have been in this top 10. Maybe Tua years ago would have been in this top 10. Baker Mayfield could have been in this top 10. I think Trevor Lawrence has the ability to be in the top 10. This thing it moves, it changed. Jordan Love has some really good abilities. Jaden Daniels. So it's subjective. It's opinion based. It's wonderful because it's a list and people will go, that's crazy. There's no way they should be there. And others say that's spot on. but that's why you do it. That's why you make these lists. So share your thoughts on that. 916-339-1140, 1-800-920-1140 on our YouTube chat. You can comment on that as well. All right, let's get to question number 2.
Question 2.
Yesterday, MLB released the 2027 schedule. How many of those games do you think the A's will actually play in Sacramento next season?
Okay, well, obviously taking out, there's a few games like this year that are in Las Vegas. So we're not talking about, well, they literally have 75 games scheduled. How many will they play? It's more about the potential lockout. And I'm generally, if you've heard me over the years, someone that has a bit more optimism and, glass half full or maybe 3/4 full in a lot of cases. That's just my wants. I don't want there to be a lockout. I think that is too damaging and crushing to the sport that is floundering a little bit and has done some things to tweak it that I think really have improved the game. That pitch clock has been a good adjustment. I didn't think they needed it, but it's helped. The pace of the game, even the automated balls and strikes, to see it in the stadium, it's actually a fun little element that goes quickly, challenged either by the pitcher or the catcher when they tap the head or the batter. And you go, all right, let's see if the umpire's right. Quick look at a ball and strike. And usually it's razor thin. It's really close. It's on an edge. A seam of the baseball catches the corner of the strike zone. It's a strike. But it's kind of a fun little game inside the game to watch. If it's a 3-2 pitch and they call a ball, batter thinks he's got a base on balls, walking to first, catcher challenges, boom, what a difference. Strikeout, you're out, place goes nuts. So these kind of little adjustments that they've made for the actual game and, mound visits to amount of times you can change the bullpen, all the different things, I think have been good upgrades for the sport. And then the sport itself, you've got a lot of good baseball players right now. So these things are all healthy for the game. What's not healthy, and you're talking expansion, so you're talking growth. You have high-level stars. You've had, a major market dominate the sport. So you absolutely love the Dodgers and you're enjoying this couple of World Series, or they're the villains and you root against them. I think these are all things that can help boost and bolster a sport. Now, what's hurting it is the potential of a lockout. And of all the sports that have gone through this in the past, I think to this date, still the most damaging one has been Major League Baseball losing out on not having a World Series back in the 94 season. And so you lost some fans for good. You lost other people probably for a while. And in a time and age where our sports are just moving so quickly, there's just such an emphasis on our attention spans. Baseball needs to do a better job of marketing itself, better job of marketing its stars, and appreciating really the great athletes that they have right now. And if you get any amount of time where you miss a game, a series of games, months of games, or a season, that is just absolutely crushing on multiple levels, whether it's the athletes themselves that miss out on a year of maybe their prime or one last year of their career or starting their career, wherever they are in their professional career. You lose another year of a fan base of kids, adults, whatever the age range. And in that group, you're going to lose some people that are like, that's it. I like the sport, or I loved the sport. I kind of liked it. I was into it, but now I'm done. I can't, because I still say one of the biggest separators, I think personally, from my years of doing this and talking to people, from fans to athletes and or sports executives and so on and so forth, the biggest separator is the money element. And so most people can't understand why millionaires are arguing with billionaires. And that's what this would be, where owners want a salary cap. I understand why, and players don't. I understand why. I understand the sides of it. That's not the point. But the point is, can they come together, find an agreement between the two parties? The timeline's not up, but obviously the sooner the better. And if you could do it without even really doing any more damage, because everybody's perception is that we're going to miss out on baseball next year. And then what does that mean to our question? How many games of the A's will actually be played in Sacramento? When it was initially reported that Sacramento was going to get the A's, there was talk about 3, possibly 4 seasons, with more people kind of leaning towards 4 seasons of baseball in Sacramento. Well, that has shifted, because if you haven't seen it, was just in Vegas. Our other crew, afternoon crew, still in Vegas. They are moving rapidly on the baseball stadium. And I've talked about this before, where being in Vegas for Summer League before, and you see, I go, I don't know. I don't even really see any movement yet. Then boom, the next year, the Tropicana is down. They're starting to build on the stadium, felt slow. And then this year you see it and you're like, oh, framework is getting up there. There are hundreds of people working on it daily, and it's moving at a rapid rate. So the belief is they will have the stadium ready at some point next season, not to start the year, but at some point next season. So if that's the case, and the A's miss next season in Sacramento, this could be our final year of baseball in Sacramento. So that would be devastating in all sorts of ways on a local picture for Sacramento A's fans or baseball fans, whoever goes to the game. But it's just been a fun to have baseball in our community, professional baseball. I still know they're working behind the scenes and very publicly as well for expansion in Sacramento. That would be years away. You still would take it, but we would be missing out on Major League Baseball for a few years. But more importantly, it would be the fans that are missing out, the players that aren't getting a chance to play. And like I said, I think the biggest separator between fan and the athlete / owner is, why are you guys arguing over this much money? And if someone's making $30,000 on their job, $80,000 on their job, it's not 8 million and billions that owners are making. And you're like, just figure it out. Go play. It's a game. Go play. Well, it's a little more than that. There's more details to that. It's a job. It's a profession. It's a business. But can you guys work it out? And they all know how devastating it would be to the sport to lose it for any amount of time. So that's why, to answer the question in a long-winded way, I am optimistic that they will do it, that they will figure it out, because there's enough of them that are still around, and enough of them have heard, and enough of them know how much damage it did to the sport. Football has blown away every other sport in America. Basketball has continued to gain momentum. Hockey, everything, soccer, baseball's competing for all of that. And why would you want to do a self-inflicted wound that could move you further down the ladder while you have a Shohei Ohtani, you have Aaron Judge, you have these young stars coming up that you really want to highlight and put out there and watch the sport grow even more? Instead, shut it down when people are arguing over millions of dollars and lose games, and just do maybe some sort of damage that may not ever be able to be fixed. So dangerous time for baseball. That 2027 schedule released yesterday, which, by the way, baseball, I know you kind of have a format, which division you're playing. You kind of rotate who's home and road. But I love that the schedule is out this early. We still have to wait on the NBA schedule for another couple weeks, probably about a month, I would say. And part of that we'll discuss in our next segment too, is waiting on LeBron James. We'll discuss the impact of that. But let's get to question number 3.
Question 3.
One last summer league game today for the Sacramento Kings. What would you like to see from them?
Well, one of the things when I was first thinking about this question was, all right, let's see what Darius Acuff can do in one last time. Let's see what, these other guys can do. Well, it looks like Acuff will not play. He's been shut down. I don't know that I have a specific thing that I'm looking for them, but more of that compete level first and foremost. I think they were all very, very frustrated with that third game, the loss to Brooklyn, where they just looked helpless almost. And I know the game against Boston, they set then a record in the Summer League of a 4-point quarter, which has now been passed. That record lasted for a day. But they missed shots. So they all felt like the effort, the execution, all that stuff was better. It's just the end result, make or miss league. It was a miss at that time in the quarter. And then they got it together and played better. So I think I would like to see them leave Summer League with whatever that feeling is of like it losing to the Nets left everybody feeling almost hopeless. Like it's just like, what is going on? This is just embarrassing. To all right, you lost to Boston. Nobody felt that way. They wanted to win, but everyone's like, all right, this is better. This is at least this is acceptable. Hey, we're accepting the way they're losing. That's not what I mean. It's just the way they play. So it's kind of more of a style, a look to it. And then, you don't know what you're going to find in some of these games. For example, a guy we'll hear from again at 9:00, Alex Caravan, did not have a good game until the last game. And all of a sudden, inside of a game where you have Max out and Neek out and Acuff out, here's an opportunity for someone else to be a little bit more aggressive. And it was Caravan. I wouldn't have guessed it would have been him, but I was glad that it was. I figured you'd see that from like Emmanuel Sharp, maybe Jonathan Mobo. But here's Caravan that took a different route, said he adjusted to speed a little bit better, his thought process, his decision-making, and he was just aggressive. He was an aggressive shooter and had a good game. And I think that's the point of when you get into these summer league games, some of the things that you can figure out about yourself, some of the things you can give more intel and inventory to your coaching staff. And that's what all this stuff is always about to me, is another chance to learn more about your game and for others to learn more about your game. And in that way, like we have on our YouTube chat, Jason Siebenthal wants Sharp to go for 50. Go for it. Launch. There's nothing here that I think will truly be that much of a take with them to the NBA. If like someone has 12 turnovers and you go, I think that's going to be a problem for the year. Did they just have, like Max had that 7 turnover game? I think that was an outlier. It was a bad game. I don't look as Max as a turnover machine. He was that day, but I like that aggressive, like can't take too many shots. This is summer league. This is the time to try different things. If you want to play people in a different position, if you wanted to see how people are ready to handle certain things, try it, experiment, do different things. If you're an individual, I mean, run things within the scope of what your staff wants you to do of some of the plays you guys are trying to run, but figure it out on the fly, experiment in this final game. You're playing Charlotte. Hey, if they win, they're finished 2-3. If they lose, it's 1-4. No real difference. It's just how you look, how you play, what kind of information are you out there? Because the other part you're trying to do is you're trying to make things clearer for Scott Perry and for Doug Christie and maybe it's clear more so for Scott Perry than for Doug at this point, because Doug's going to have to put together all his information when he gets everybody on the floor together, the returning veterans with this second-year group and these rookies. For Scott Perry, he's looking at, all right, what else do we need? What's missing from this roster? Where are the areas that we go, all right, we need some more wing help. We need bigger guards. There's a need for a point guard, a backup point guard. There's a need for another center. I mean, he needs all of that laid out in front of him, and this is giving him more of that information. And I know the argument right now is based on the amount of wins they've had. They need a lot more of everything, but you can't address everything all at once. We know they've got some cap restrictions, but even if it's depth, if it's rearranging some of your two-way contracts, there's always subtle movement that general managers need to work on, and Scott Perry's in that group as well. So that would be my answer for today. Just kind of let her rip, see what you got. Some of the young guys that likely this is the end of the road for them. I'm not talking about draft picks. I'm talking about guys that were camp invites. Let it fly. Maybe you get someone's attention from another team. Same thing from these other teams. I know Scott Perry's been observing other games, and if there's other potential outliers from a numbers game on the team, let's just say, I don't know, the Houston Rockets have some wings that they like or whatever, and some of them have to get cut just because of the way the rosters are constructed. That's when general managers can pounce and you go, let's get that guy in our organization and maybe start them through Stockton and see if they, kind of become a thing in the future. And that's the beauty now of the way the NBA is set up. They've done a really good job with the G League. And now it's become more of a breeding ground for future players. You get a chance to send some guys in two-way contracts to play both, hopefully in a system that's similar to yours. And again, back to finding out more information. How do they handle certain things? How do they handle being the lead scorer? How do they handle being the leading rebounder, the key defender, late game situations? And then how would that look if you're put on the big club as well? So one last one, and that comes up later today. All right, still to come, we're going to hear from Frankie Cardicelli from the Sack Shack at 8 o'clock. We're going to talk about a couple of forgotten Kings. But up next, LeBron James. We're waiting and waiting and waiting on his decision. But the impact it's having on the league and on individuals, we'll tell you about that next.
SactownSports.com is your online home for sports in Sacramento. Dive deep into the Kings, 49ers, Raiders, Giants, Athletics, and more with your favorite local personalities and some of the most trusted sports voices in the community. Stream Sactown Sports 1140. Watch original video content and read in-depth analysis all in one location. SactownSports.com. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Awkward time to ask this, but hey, did you download the trail map?
Yeah, no, I don't need to.
I don't understand. You're trusting your signal out here?
Well, I'm trusting T-Mobile. They have the best network. And if we end up in bum-tots nowhere, well, we've got T-Satellite for backup.
Whoa, I don't trust my carrier that much.
We'll just use your phone as a flashlight.
With America's best network and T-Satellite, we're keeping you connected in places you never thought possible. And if you switch today, you get free phones for $0 down and only $25 a month per line for 4 lines. Find out more at T-Mobile.com or visit your local store.
Best mobile network based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data to age 2025 with 24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on essentials. For well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 connection charge per line. Credits end in balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement example $299.99. Moto Edge 5G required. T-Satellite available with compatible device in most outdoor areas in the U.S. where you can see the sky. Included with experience beyond or $10 a month. Auto renews monthly. Cancel anytime. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.
Only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, Dave back with us on Monday. Jason Ross, Christopher Laud, 916-339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Also hit us up on the text line, YouTube, all that. But let's check in this morning with Ken, kind enough to dial us in this morning. Ken, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Jason, Chris, man. I just want to let you guys know you guys are doing a great job. I just want to say thank you, Jason, man, for spreading over the airways, man, what we should be looking at during the Summer League. You know, the mid-morning show and the evening show, they're going hard on our young players. You know, if I was a young player coming to Sacramento listening to the show for the past 2 days, the way they've been talking about me, I'm like, wow, I just got here. You know what I'm saying? And Jason, you spreading that word. You know, it's all about the information that needs to be, Scott Perry needs, you know what I'm saying, to make his decisions. And I just want to thank you, man, for spreading that and letting the Sacramento Kings fans know. Relax. Just sit back. Scott Perry's doing a great job, and we're going to be okay. We have improved from last year, and I'm dropping the mic. Enjoy the rest of the morning, fellas.
Thank you, Ken. Appreciate that. Now, look, I appreciate that. Look, and not everybody's going to feel the exact same way, and that's the beauty of this. If people are being critical of the Kings and of the players, that's okay. I think it's a bit early. That's my assessment, and we're going to do this exercise a little bit later where ESPN has now ranked the rookies through what they've seen through the summer league. So again, if we go back to the draft, and when you have draft grades, I think that's entirely too early to do that. But excuse me, I think that's entirely too early to do that. They haven't played a game. Now some of them have played 2 summer league games, 3 summer league games, 4 maybe. What are they going to be? We have no idea. These players develop at different rates. But that's what you have a list for. So we'll go over that, and I want to keep these lists because I think that's important to track. And we can, the one that's easy to do is look at the draft order. And when we go, how did that guard get taken there when the best player or the best guard was taken 18th? Players develop differently. It just happens. I mean, that's the way it works. And so we'll go through that exercise. But Ken, yeah, I think right now, you watch all of this stuff, you make the mental notes, and then you go, okay, so like let's take Darius Acuff Jr. That's the guy that the Kings drafted the highest. That's the guy that has the most eyes and critics on him right now. If you want to go down the road of being positive about him or finding the positives, they're there. If you want to go down the road and finding the negatives or the concerns, they're there too. But you have to allow that time to see, does he polish up some of the things that would concern you today? Or are those truly things that you go, man, this is going to keep him from being the player that was drafted 7th or a great player? That's onto the player. That's onto the organization to identify that. And you look at players and they do get better. And if they don't, it's a short-lived career. I mean, people aren't bulletproof on this stuff. You don't just keep hanging on to guys because, well, I believe they can do it. If they don't show you that they can do it, then, you know, he'll get plenty of opportunities to show us. And I think right now you see a guy that has the ability to create for himself, create for others, good vision, an able passer. He's got to figure out different ways now to, like when he gets the shoulder on someone, to turn the corner. Because to use his abilities to finish, he's not the biggest player. He's not the quickest. He's not slow. It's weird. There's like a fine line for that. But he's going to make those adjustments or needs to make those adjustments. And then the things that came in as weaknesses, the defense and so on and so forth, just has to keep working on. And I mean, every player needs time, gets time. And if you come in and you look absolutely great, sometimes that's when players peak too. They don't improve. So long way to go, but Ken, we appreciate that. And people are going to have differing opinions. That we know, that's for sure. The opinion for a lot of people is, LeBron, what's taking so long? LeBron James apparently, allegedly, you've heard, is down to maybe 5 teams. I don't know if there's a surprise team in there, but you've heard Miami, you've heard Golden State, you've heard Cleveland. Minnesota kind of seems like a wild card. Philadelphia, there's a lot of reasons. Everybody's trying to read between the lines to see truly what's best for him. I know he has said, so you got to go by his word, that he wants to kind of finish his career happy, like make a happy decision based on not based on his happiness, I should say, not on basketball per se. Well, I think if you look at all 5 situations, they all have elements where you go, he would have a chance to compete for a championship, I think, in some way, shape, or form in all 5 of those scenarios. And there's different scenarios that would make him happy. Like he's been tight and close friends with Steph and Draymond. So you could see why Golden State would make some sense. And I think they would have a chance and they would be in the mix. But in the crowded West and certainly the top where the favorites are still OKC and San Antonio, I don't know if putting LeBron there takes them over the top. Maybe, maybe not. Minnesota, clearly intriguing. That would be a little bit of a surprise team, but that's a good team playing with Ball, playing with Ant and Gobert. They've been good. They're well coached. That would be, a team that's never won one. And if he was able to help win them one, it would maybe look a little bit different for him and for those that, I'm sure he does care about his legacy. It's already an incredible legacy. Going back to Cleveland feels like kind of a sense of completion, a full circle of his career. It'll be the second time back in Cleveland. Miami, a second time back there. That's a really good roster. Philadelphia might be one of the better rosters when healthy that he's ever been on. They haven't won a title in a long time. So they all kind of make some sense. But the problem with it is everybody is waiting on this decision. And that goes from the league. Adam Silver came out and said, we really would like him to make his decision because that schedule does come out in August, but it doesn't mean they did it if it comes out August 10th that they worked on it August 9th. This takes a long time. They're trying to, capitulate to broadcast partners. So if LeBron James goes to Minnesota, well, now all of a sudden Minnesota is a Christmas Day game. Now all of a sudden maybe Minnesota has more games on Amazon Prime or on Peacock or whatever. So it's juggling schedules. That, for one, is what's hanging here on the LeBron James decision. Number two, it's impacting other free agents, like Cleveland is a potential destination for LeBron. By all accounts, they're going to keep James Harden. But if you keep James Harden, they've already extended Donovan Mitchell. They've got Mobley on a nice contract. If you get LeBron James, it will likely cost you some of their fringe free agents, like Dennis Schroeder, like Max Strus. Okay, may not seem like the biggest deal to you, but it is to them and it's to Cleveland because they've got a game plan. Okay, if LeBron goes elsewhere, boom, Schroeder, Strus, we're back interested. Harden, here's your free agent deal. Let's run it back. Even Draymond Green with the Warriors, he opted out of his deal. Will his deal look different if LeBron goes somewhere else? If LeBron stays, or not stays, but goes to Golden State? These are the kind of things it's impacting. And it's certainly impacting a guy like DeMar DeRozan, who I believe a lot of teams would be interested in, especially because now, that's a waiver buyout. And you can get him at a good rate as a player that can help any of those five teams or other teams. But I think everybody's kind of on hold right now, waiting on the decision from LeBron James and what's the fallout from that. So if he picks any one of those five, are there other casualties there along those teams? Are there other potential pickups? Are there other trades they have to make to free up some of the cap space? LeBron looks like he won't be making the same kind of money he did in the past, but he's also probably trying to find more than just a vet minimum. So there's a lot of different things working here, and it's all related around waiting on LeBron James. And so that's tricky, but we got to wait because he's got to make what he thinks is the right decision for him and for the last part of his career. And it's been a incredible career, but it'll be a little bit of a weird finish especially if it ended in like Philadelphia or in Minnesota or the Warriors. Those are completely different teams that he's been on. And just to see him in one of those uniforms and, as he adds to his amazing point total and some of the other marks that he might hit in that year or two that he's on that team, it will be strange. But LeBron will help them all. I don't know if he puts them over the top, but he's that good. He'll help any of those teams. All right, when we come back, a few more things to get to with the Kings. We've been talking so much really since we got to Vegas and beyond about the first and second year guys, all the rookies we're looking at that you want to see in Vegas, the second year guys trying to make that jump. And then we've talked a lot about like Sabonis and DeRozan too, and Levine, kind of how they were going to handle those guys, even Westbrook. Well, they've made some decisions on some of that, but what about some forgotten Kings? Want to get into a couple guys that I feel like we haven't addressed enough. We'll do that when we come back on Sactown Sports.
This summer league experience started slow, but Kings rookie Alex Caravan showed up in a big way against the Celtics. With just one game left in Las Vegas, will the former UConn star keep the momentum rolling against the Hornets?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
Skeeter here, my card. Field Tech, Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District. I never met a Culex terrasalis I didn't want to smack. That's Latin for mosquito. Hey, it's time again to fight the bite. Time to protect yourself from West Nile virus by applying insect repellent. Once a week, drain stagnant water and report dirty green swimming pools. Ew. They're breeding grounds.
The Sacramento Yellow Mosquito and Vector Control District reminds you it's time to fight the bite.
My card never gets old.
For more information or to report problems, go to fightthebite.net.
Wow, what is all this? These screens, the food.
All for the game, bro.
Let us pitch in.
No need. I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet with T-Mobile. I've got it all covered.
Goal! Here to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. Compared to regular rates after third line free on Experience Beyond plan with internet bundle discount via monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Credit stop if you cancel or change plans.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill. But those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings Wrangler rode in. Cool as can be. Tap Good RX. Saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
And we're live from the living room as Doug eyes up the matchday spread. He's reaching for the Buffalo wing. Perfect. Hang on, what's this? Oh, he's gone for a can of Pepsi too. Incredible. What a finish. Sensational combination. Look at the delight on his face. There's no doubt about it. It just tastes better. Match days deserve Pepsi. Food deserves Pepsi. Grab a pack of Pepsi Zero Sugar for today's match. It's poetry in motion.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant like water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockrell with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. Stocks continue to trade near record highs, helped by encouraging inflation data that has strengthened hopes that the Federal Reserve may have more flexibility on interest rates in the months ahead. At the same time, however, some market analysts are urging caution. According to research from the Luthold Group, margin debt the money investors borrow to purchase stocks has climbed more than 40% over the past year, a level previously seen near major market peaks in 2000, 2007, and 2021. While lower inflation is a positive for consumers and businesses, rising investor optimism and increased borrowing can sometimes lead to greater market volatility if sentiment changes. For long-term investors, it's another reminder that maintaining a diversified portfolio and staying focused on your financial plan is often more productive than reacting to short-term market swings. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Mosaic Wealth, member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
Carmichael Dave
has
very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
All right, as we continue here, Jason Ross, Chris Verlaud, Carmichael Dave back with us on Monday. Text line says, Jason Ross, why do you use LeBron's full name every time you refer to him? Well, you use my full name. Do I say LeBron James every time I refer to LeBron James? Maybe I do. Well, we all await LeBron James' decision. And Chris, did you know that LeBron James played his first game in Sacramento?
No, that's a myth that people made up.
About LeBron James?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you see
like
LeBron
if
James?
it was probably just like a preseason game or something.
Oh, yeah, probably. That's right. Did you see LeBron James in Trainwreck?
I did.
Yeah. Did you see LeBron James in Space Jam?
Unfortunately.
You did? You watched that?
Yeah. It's during COVID.
Okay.
What else am I going to watch?
Okay. That was then? That's that old?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You have a movie review of that?
Terrible. Worse than the first one.
Okay, but when you were a kid, you loved Space Jam, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then as an adult.
Yeah, I watched Space Jam. I don't know. I just missed that. I didn't watch it when it came out. That was one of the movies during COVID. I know when it was Dave and I and Jay Mars, we were watching movies for like reviews. We were doing movie reviews. There was no other content, no other games going on. And Space Jam was one of our movies. I thought it was awful.
You find out it's really just like a commercial for all of his stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I knew a lot of people loved that movie, but it was more like the nostalgia. They were kids. It was like, that's my movie growing up. I love Space Jam. And then as being someone that watched it, much later in life, I went, what? What am I watching? But yeah, I didn't see the one with LeBron in it at all. Anyway, just as bad, you're saying, but worse.
No, it's worse. It's way worse.
Okay. Way worse. Oh, wow. Okay. Were there other NBA people in it?
Yeah, I remember Dame was in it.
Okay.
Man, I haven't seen it in like 5 years, so I can't remember that much about it.
You know which movie, basketball movie, it's a basketball movie that I didn't see that I kind of wanted to see, and I don't know, I think people liked it, but maybe didn't love it, was Uncle Drew. Did you see that?
No.
Okay. I think it did okay, but I don't know. You guys can let us know at 916-339-1140 or on the YouTube chat as well. When we went to break, I was talking about kind of how we've been breaking down the Sacramento Kings, and we're going to have more of that with Frankie Cardicelli coming up from the Sack Shack at 8.
We bring the boom! That's what we do!
As Frankie joins us there live from Vegas. But I feel like what's interesting about this upcoming season, there's a couple of players that I wanted to highlight here because I do feel like they're kind of forgotten Kings. And I know they'll be in the mix, assuming they're on the roster and there's no trades between now and then. And they're still very productive players. And one's a little bit of a mystery man. But we talk about Sabonis, we talk about Levine, we talk about even about, Westbrook's impact last year and DeRozan while he was here. And then they ultimately had a wave of kind of that wave of veteran players. And then it's, Keegan Murray jumping into the contract extension. What's he going to do as far as a jump or the need to jump? The second year guys, the rookie group. So there's that little middle area. They re-signed Precious. Like I feel like we've kind of given love to enough of those guys. But the two mystery guys and kind of what would their role be to me are still Malik Monk and DeAndre Hunter. And if you think about Malik as a Sacramento King, he's been really good. I mean, I've always been a huge fan of him. If the Kings truly do not sign another point guard, we talked to Mark Jones earlier this week, the long time television voice. I mean, it's been 6-7 years now of the Sacramento Kings. And he doesn't believe that they will look at signing another point guard based on a couple of things. One being the cap situation. And two, I mean, they're really going to let this involve Darius Acuff Jr. So if that's the case, he believed and others believe that we're going to see more Malik and maybe more Neat Clifford as backup point guards or playing some of the ball handling, distributing, decision-making roles. And Malik is a guy that can do that. We see him, he can set up other players. I don't know if it's his ideal position. I still think of him as he's probably a combo guard, but really a good shooting guard. But still at this point, when you look at your roster, you kind of go, how many guys do we have on the team? If you're a decision maker like a Scott Perry, how many guys do we have on our team is what he's probably thinking, that would start on other teams or be in that role that they're in on other teams. Well, Malik Monk is one of those guys that you would go, he would be a very strong six man on most every team in the NBA. If they've got a better one, that's fine. But that list is pretty small of teams Malik wouldn't be put in the role of six man on another team. So he's a instant scorer. He's the kind of guy that can lead you in scoring, even in 20 minutes off the bench, can hit big plays, big shots, a creator, incredibly athletic. And Malik seems to be, when you're focusing so much on Acuff, focusing so much on, Zach LaVine in a final year, and really what his future would be. And we talked about, hey, look, Zach LaVine and Sabonis came out to Vegas. I feel like Malik has kind of become a little bit of a forgotten guy. We go to a couple summers ago, and it was, remember on this very show, we're talking about all the different things we would give up or give to Malik to get him to stay, to get the key to the city, kind of open invitations to all these golf courses in town. People would buy him lunch. People would, dinner, restaurant trade, all these kind of things. It was whatever we could do to keep Malik Monk. Well, he did stay, signs a good contract, and has come in and still continued to produce. He's had some injuries, but has been, for the most part, pretty reliable. And then he's producing. I mean, I think that's exactly what you want. And so when you look at him, you go, yeah, that is one of the guys that would be a very important bench player to just about every team in the NBA, but he's here. And so that role can be fulfilled. He can exceed at that role and be a star in that role. And that's what you want. And I'm looking forward to seeing, Malik here in that backup point guard role, in that score off the bench role, in that guy that just has been around Sacramento, knows the area, knows the league, and just can do it consistently. So Malik, to me, is still at this point feels like a bit of a forgotten guy. And then DeAndre Hunter even more so, because that was a trade that the Kings made during the season last year, and just, injuries happen, but that was such an unfortunate one so quickly into his tenure as a King. And there was real fear, I know, on his side when he got that eye injury that, he was not seeing things properly for a while, and real concern, but that's all checked out and that should all be good. And he's a guy that, with the versatility, the size, of former lottery pick, I believe he went 4th or 5th years ago to Atlanta, and has the size you're looking for off the bench and or starters. Look, we've speculated, could he be a guy that is in Doug Christie's starting lineup? If you go like Sabonis, Murray, and Hunter, could he be a guy that comes off the bench? Could he be a guy if Keegan Murray should not just be gifted these opportunities? I don't think at this point you go Sabonis, LaVine have probably earned that through their years of, being all-stars to just exceptional basketball. Keegan has shown us he has that ability, and he's really could be a very important piece to this team. But last year was a major setback for him, just not getting on the floor enough. And when he does, it's great that he can defend, but he's got to get back to that role that he was as a rookie, where he was shooting at a high percentage from three. This team has been awful from three-point line the last year or so. And he's a guy that can help them there and needs to do that. So I think it's an important year for Keegan. But if he is struggling, look, you've got another guy that can do some of the things that Keegan Murray can do in DeAndre Hunter. And so that could be a switch of philosophy. Like, you have plans until plans change. And I would think as of now, Keegan's a part of the plan going forward, but doesn't mean that has to stay that way. And so there's competition there. I think that's healthy. Look, last year, the Kings went into the year thinking Dennis Schroeder's our starting point guard. Russell Westbrook was added on. Russell Westbrook thought differently. He's into the competition level. He came in, and it wasn't that long where they realized, look, we're going to have to start Russ. Schroeder, you can come off the bench. Actually, Schroeder thrived there. Russ did his thing. So I think a guy like DeAndre Hunter, who we barely got to see play, I'm really anxious to see what he is, what he can become, what's his look here. And let's remember, he's in the final year of a deal. I'm sure he wants that next contract as well. Still a young enough player, but kind of a player that Scott Perry brought in that was for Schroeder and Ellis. And so you'd like to see what kind of run he can have here and show off that versatility and the things he's done well, really more so in Atlanta. Didn't have the same kind of run in Cleveland, but he has proven in this league that he can do some good things. And let's hope he can do those in Sacramento. Those are a couple guys I just got my eye on to see what they might do as forgotten Kings. All right, the 8 o'clock hour is coming up. We're going to take a look at the Las Vegas win totals, the over-under, where the Kings are on that. We still have what's hot and what's not. But when we come back, we go back to the Sack Shack. What's going on with Frankie Cardicelli as they wrap up their time in Las Vegas? We'll check in over there next.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's finally Friday. Getting out the door, feeling the refreshing Delta breeze. Nice and cool start to the day, and temperatures will warm this afternoon, but we're close to what's normal for this time of year. Expect daytime highs to peak in the low 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Oh, the Sacramento heat. Right now, get your AC professionally tuned up for as low as just $59 and enjoy your summer nice and cool. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Summer restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Carmichael Dave here. So proud to talk about my new friends at Pest Pros, where they are family owned, they are locally rooted, and they are committed to serving Northern California. I got a mouse problem at my house, and I don't like mice. I got a cockroach problem at my house, and I don't like cockroaches. That's a real thing. You're going to get pest protection somewhere. Why not get it at a place that is locally owned and operated? Longtime Kings fans and partners and the community, yeah, you've spoken. They're back-to-back Sacramento favorites. So if you got pest control, you don't have Pest Pros. Step up to the pros with their all-star lineup. Don't just make the call, make the right call. Go to pestprosps.com, Sacramento grown, family owned, or call them at 916-588-9345. That's 916-588-9345. Step up to the pros at Pest Pros.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery from the law firm of Gingery, Hammer, and Associates. When you have been injured by the fault of another, you will want advice you can trust. If you know an attorney you can trust, I hope you call that person. But if you don't, please call me. I promise I will be the attorney you can trust. Along with my partner and associates, I have been helping accident survivors recover for their injuries for over 25 years. And we can help you. There's no charge for calling, so please call us today.
When you get an injury, just call Gingery.
Whoa, what's all this? These screens, the food?
All for the game, bro.
Dude, let us pitch in.
No need. I've got it all covered. With T-Mobile, I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet.
No way. Really?
Yep, and the price of my plan won't change for 5 years.
Wow, I'm definitely switching to T-Mobile.
Goal! Here to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle fast, easy to set up, all-in 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. And your plan price? Guaranteed for 5 years. Stay connected con tu gente and catch every match with T-Mobile. Join now at T-Mobile.com. Price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Savings based on third line free via monthly bill credits. Internet discount with $15 in monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Qualifying credit required. Credits may take up to 2 bill cycles and will stop if you cancel any lines or change plans.
KHD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140. Your local sports leader. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Hard. Thanks to our great folks at Power Business Technology. Power Business Technology, copiers and printers for your office needs. Braving all the elements out there in Las Vegas, we bring in the one, the only, Frankie Cardicelli. Good morning, Frankie.
That's what we do.
Good morning, Jason. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, everybody. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How's you're at the home stretch, the final day in Las Vegas. It's been a week. It was a journey just getting there. But how's the week been for you?
It's been good, really good. We've been so appreciative to be here, obviously, with this opportunity, and talked to a lot of people, and obviously we put out a lot of interviews. Jason, you had a lot of great conversations with some Kings players. The guys here, Alan and Whitey, had a talk with Markel Sutton yesterday. One more game today. No idea who's playing yet. We will have to see what the availability is for today's Kings Hornets game. But no, last night was not the first time, but kind of like where I hit the point where it's like, a week in Vegas, it weighs on you. It's just even out here right now. It's 8:00 in the morning, and there's no Delta breeze out here. I'll just put it that way. There's no Delta breeze. It's a desert breeze, if you will, and it really is a different kind of heat. And at a certain point, you just kind of realize I'm not built for this, and I'm definitely not built for this Vegas heat. I'm built for that Sacramento Valley heat. But been a great trip, and still have one more day to go. We're gonna finish strong here, but ready to get home and see my family, obviously, first and foremost.
Yeah, I think that's right, Frankie. I think whether it's the heat, whether it's just the activities, you guys have been busy. I mean, you're working, but I feel like around day 3, maybe 4 is like the sweet spot. But you guys are going to be there longer. I was there longer, and it's like at the end, Vegas usually wins, doesn't it? There's something about it. It's overwhelming.
Yeah, I think it's a 3-day town, in my opinion. Obviously, we're here for work purposes, and sure. I have been getting flack, the whole week from not just people in the house here, but from people from our other media friends, other outlets that I go to bed early. It's just what I do. I have a 1.5-year-old at home, and I don't sleep much as it is because I wake up to work with you guys on this show, and I like my sleep. I prioritize my sleep, so there was no late nights here for me in Vegas. I think the latest I was up here was midnight, and I was here during that. So I've been called the dad of the trip, even though I'm not the only dad of the trip, but it's something I'll wear proudly. But it does weigh on you, and granted, we've been trying to do a lot of stuff and put out different things, and have us be in a spot where we feel we're giving Kings fans, listeners, readers, some content out here that you might not have had access to without being here in Vegas with feet on the ground. So it's been a busy week and fulfilling, but like you said, I think it's probably a 3 or 4 day town, and a fun one at that.
Yeah, you've stayed disciplined though. So you've been called the dad of the house. Who else would you say of the Sack Shack has maintained the most amount of discipline out there? Maybe Whitey or what?
Definitely Whitey. Whitey also, like me, is we going to bed early. But Chris Watkins too, and everyone's been fine. Just for the record, everyone's been completely fine. There's no hangover camera at the end of the trip story or anything. We haven't lost anybody. But Alan Stiles is someone who he's very busy. He has a lot of people he's connecting with and hearing things and talking to, and he's very animated and excited about the fact that there's a lot of people out here to talk to, and that's not an insult. That's the fact that he's someone who's not afraid to have conversations and make introductions, and that's why with Jay, of course, Jay Johnson, they've had a lot of guests, a real strong stream of guests. So everyone's been pretty disciplined, pretty fine, but I for sure have probably been the first one to go to sleep every night.
So you're saying that you're a better father than Alan?
No, I think Alan's been a dad longer than I have, and he just knows how to deal with it. Maybe I haven't stayed up late past like 11 in over a year, so like it's just different for me. I think
Frankie Cardicelli quote: Alan Stiles, bad dad.
No, I think that's actually what Chris Verlaud said. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
What have been your highlights of just the Sack Shack? I mean, to have you guys there all together, it's a great place. Some funny content, the Alan Stiles 40-yard time, the stuff you guys have filmed outside, all the stuff that just we were talking about the paper airplane yesterday. There's a lot of different things going on. What have been the highlights, on air, off air, whatever you can share from the Shack?
Yeah, there's one more thing, at least one more thing from the house that's going to be, I think it'll be coming. It's an end of the trip thing, I think. So it might happen tonight or tomorrow, but there's one more thing that's pretty, I think pretty fun. But
can you tease it? Any tease for it?
We'll just say it involves Whitey Gleason's artistry, and he is an artist. So
okay,
I think the highlight for me, I mean, we brought up the 40-yard dash. It's just with Alan, things just come out of nowhere. And I'm in my room, I'm working on your guys' show. I think it's 7:30 in the morning, and I get a knock on my door, and it's Alan. Just pokes his head in, and he's like, "I need you to come help me film this." And I'm like, "Well, what is it?" And he's like, "Well, I'm gonna run a 40." And my first reaction is like, "You're gonna get hurt." Yeah. Like, I mean, for people who don't know, people probably do know it. Alan had an Achilles, pretty seriously. He tore his Achilles about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. And, former D1 athlete, give the man some credit. And I'm really hard on Alan. And that guy, he can fly. And that video took a couple tries. I'm not going to lie. It took a couple tries. He didn't just go out there and rip off a 4.86. He had to get there. He had to really psych himself up. But that to me was just so random and funny, and the fact that people got a kick out of it was nice to see. And other people, in our media space are obviously challenging him. And I think people have a really high idea of themselves though too, when it comes to something like that. Like, it's pretty hard to do that, and especially when you haven't been active, in the way Alan's been active in a long time. So I'm not going to give it a shot. I have no idea, but that to me was probably one of the funniest things so far. I mean, obviously just like the small conversations and just, the circumstances. Like yesterday we were all, there wasn't any Kings games or anything. So we all just kind of stayed in the living room, and it was like a live show audience. Like we all just kind of circled around Alan and Whitey, and, they were kind of like it was like we were in the audience just kind of engaging with them, and they were, kicking it to us for questions and stuff. And we were just laughing a lot. Like, it's been a really fun trip from that aspect. But I'd say all of it. It's been a good trip. Really, really good trip. We're sad it's over, but I don't think we've left anything on the table for sure.
That's awesome. And I know you'll be glad to be back. We're going to get into the team here in a moment, but I think that bonding for you guys is good. The other part that you said that triggers some memories for me, Frankie, is whether you played youth sports, high school, and anywhere further along there, for whatever reason, there are people that have that false sense of bravado and over the years, there's been people like, oh, I could guard this guy. I could do this. And it's like, I think people often forget that separation between world-class athlete and whatever the rest of us are is pretty significant.
Yeah. Like the whole conversation of could 100 at bats against a major league pitcher, would you get a hit? It's like, no, I really don't think so. I don't
tip a ball.
Yeah, maybe make contact, sure.
Maybe.
But like people that like played high school ball or something like that, it's like, oh, I can't. No, I mean, I really think people have a high idea of themselves, and that's fine. But and someone out there may be able to, who's in great shape, could maybe go take that 4.86 and say, hey, I can at least take Alan, and that's fine.
Okay.
Alan's not a professional athlete, but Alan's a pretty good. I think people forget. I think people might forget a little bit. So don't let them hear me say this, but I was surprised to see him get under 5 seconds. I actually was thoroughly surprised.
Were you on the clock, or how was it officially measured too? That was the other thing, like the 40-yard distance.
You see, that's the thing. That's the only thing. Because I was on the clock, and I was like strict about starting it like right on go. And I made Alan walk it out like 5 times, and he had this app, and he was measuring it with this app, and I just was kind of like, I don't know, was it a 40? Was it a 35? Was it a 45? I don't know. It might have been like a 37 or 36, but it felt fine. And the fact he did it so many times, I just felt, even if it's not a full 40, this man's running full wind sprints at, it's 95 degrees even at 8 o'clock in the morning, but
in the street.
He was out there doing it. I saw someone make a comment on Instagram saying that they would deduct like a half second for the fact that he's running in Vegas heat. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that's fair. But
Andy got a slow start, I thought, to be honest.
The sidestep thing, like he's stealing a base or something. Yeah. It's again, baseball player. That's baseball player stuff right there, I guess. But I also was kind of like, you could just line it up forward, but it worked out.
Yeah. Well, it's worked out in Vegas, not as far as the win-loss total goes. The Kings were trying to get back to the championship. They didn't play very well after that first game. A couple moments here, but Frank, your assessment, we'll start with Darius Acuff, because obviously that's the prize pick. That's what you want to see. That's a guy that's going to be very important to the 2026-2027 season. What did you think of what Darius was doing? We know there were some inefficient games, some games where he struggled. Maybe his last one was his best, but what did you think of Darius Acuff?
Yeah, I mean, the expectations were so high out of the gate, and it was an exciting pick because it's a player who you've seen other people say or project him as a top 5 talent. Some people, I think, even pointed to the fact that I think it was Sam on this show who said that an anonymous NBA front office exec said that he could see him going number 1. He was that kind of talent. And when those expectations are laid out, I think anything less than a player like Darius averaging 25 and 5 on high percentage numbers, it's going to be a disappointment. And the hard part about Summer League is even if he did that, does it really matter in the long scope of things? Absolutely not. It really doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter if he averaged 40. It wouldn't have mattered if he averaged 10. But where he kind of settled to me was around 20 points per game, and the shooting numbers weren't there, and even the turnovers were a little higher than we kind of expected. It just, to me, just showed someone who was legitimately getting, not knocking rust off, whatever you want to call it, after not playing 5-on-5 for multiple months, having to adjust to a different kind of game pace. And while he's not playing against full-time NBA veterans, and he's not in a regular season game, the intensity is just different. A lot of guys in Summer League are playing with a heightened sense of urgency because they're trying to earn jobs. A lot of these guys are trying to get training camp invites. They're trying to get two-way deals. They're trying to get G League contracts. So when you're going up against guys who are not just kind of trying to find your footing, you're playing against guys who are fighting for their lives here. And I feel like the urgency wasn't always there for him. Now for the shot making, I'm not super concerned about it. I feel like he got to a lot of good spots. Didn't knock him down. He forced a little bit at times. You could tell he was pushing a little bit, but the thing that stood out to me the most is the fact that he can just get free. I feel like he's able to get free most of the time and can create space. And I can't remember who said it on social media, and I'm in no way comparing the two, but someone on Twitter said it was kind of like how Jimmer Fredette was a great shooter, but he could never get free. He could never get open, and he had to become an off-ball only shooter. And I think that Darius Acuff is someone who shot 44% from 3 in college, and I think the fact he can get free when he wants to and can get to those spots and not have to rely always on going off screen or whatnot. I think that to me is going to be something to really keep an eye on, because that could be a real tool for him at the NBA level. The Kings, in my opinion, have always, and Fox was that guy, but before Fox, who was a guy that can just go out there and just go get you a bucket, just immediately go get you a basket, and no question he's going to go and either draw a foul or get to the rim, get to the line. Darius is someone who can do that. And while the numbers weren't flashy or great, I don't really take too much weight in them and say, oh man, we have to go into the offseason a little concerned here about this guy did not dominate. There's been a lot of cases where that's happened, and I think Matt George laid them out. Steph Curry's a famous one. Jalen Brunson had a really bad summer league. He doesn't look like Allen Iverson in summer league. That doesn't mean he's not going to be an impactful NBA player, but you would have liked to see him knock down more of those open looks, but we'll see how things look when we get to training camp at this point.
Yeah, how much of the things that are a little bit concerning, or the things that you pointed out, do you think will be covered up with Levine and Murray and Sabonis and playing with long-term veterans? What do you think that looks like, or Acuff looks like with those guys?
I think it'd be really intriguing, especially off the fact that I think I put something out during the California Classic. I felt like he should have had 12 assists one game. He had so many good looks, and it was simply just guys not knocking down threes. And Zach LaVine is someone who has been a great three-point shooter his whole career, 40%. Keegan Murray is someone who's going to have to, that's a whole different conversation as far as can he bounce back and kind of return his shooting numbers to where they were during that incredible rookie season. We haven't really seen him get near there since then. The handoff he's been the best defender on the court, but putting Darius Acuff around, your Keegan's, Domas, someone who can be a DHO option with him and someone who can, set really good screens and get him open even more so. I do think that there's going to be, a learning curve as well in that regard, but I feel like that these guys can play off each other really well, but the defense is going to be the main thing, and having a Sabonis, Acuff, LaVine lineup on the floor, you're kind of going to be, at risk here of allowing a lot of points, but in Sacramento's case, we saw it during the Beam Team year. It could just be scoring. This could just be an offense heavy, or I say could be, will be in all likelihood an offense heavy unit. But if Acuff can be what we all thought he was going to be, should be fine. And you can kind of color him defense other ways. But I think people are still looking at the defense, and there, granted, were a lot of possessions that didn't have me feeling really confident just about just how he did in summer league. I think there's obviously going to have to be a lot of work done there, but you've seen what Scott Perry has said, and Doug Christie, it speaks for itself, his track record. Defense is going to be a priority in getting better in that regard. And he has the right head coach to work with him. He has the right staff, the front office group who, they have the pillars they want these players to all kind of fall in line with. And Darius has one aspect of his game that's incredible, and one side that's not very good. And I think Coach Cal said on this show too, like you kind of just hope he can go out there and just score enough to where he doesn't have to worry about it. But I think, to me, that's not something that the Kings can really afford in the long term. If he's going to be truly a franchise guard, he has to play both sides of the ball. We saw it with De'Aaron Fox, who the questions about him were, well, when he's not always engaged on the defensive end. And that was a huge critique of him until he kind of flipped that switch going into that playoff season, led the league in steals. Darius is someone who's very quick. He has quick hands, speedy on the, he's quick himself. Can he improve his lateral defense? He was getting beat a lot off the dribble. I know Mikal Brown Jr. seemed like he was just attacking the basket every time he had the ball. That's going to kind of be the issue. And you'll see opposing defenses target him. We saw it with Kevin Huerter. He was someone who it was known. Teams were starting off games by targeting him and trying to get switches on him. And Darius can have to prove pretty quick that you can't seek that. You have to step up and stay in front of your guy and not get beat off the dribble. But long time until training camp and the regular season begin. But the offense is good. Defense, not so much. That was something that we knew going into the draft, and something that we still know today. It's all about how can they improve.
Talking with Frankie Cardicelli from the Sack Shack. Frankie, also another rookie, is Alex Caravan. Kings traded up to get him. Did not put up a lot of stats at all, to be honest. And then the last game, after setting what was then an NBA record, fewest points in a quarter, only to be broken last night, Caravan responded, and that was good. You were there to see that one in person. Really hadn't seen any of those flashes. What did you see in that game, and kind of projecting ahead for Caravan, where his role might be with this squad?
To me, it seemed like he was kind of trying to figure out what his role is. And I think that the other night you kind of saw more akin to what he was at UConn, where he's getting a higher usage rate. He has the ball on his hands more. He's always crashing the glass. That's one thing I've seen for sure the last couple of games, that he's someone who's always crashing. But obviously, when you come off an ankle injury and you're not really feeling 100%, there could be some hesitancy to really kind of put things into gear there. And I think that 2 nights ago, no Acuff, no Max out there, no Nick Clifford, having to kind of be the hub offensively and be a focal point, that was kind of, to me, maybe in a way made him more comfortable, because the shots, he was only getting shots with Acuff and Neek and Max on the floor. He was essentially a 4th, 5th option, and kind of only getting kickouts for threes. And the looks have been good, and the shot is unique. It's a different kind of looking shot than you're used to seeing, but all that matters is it goes in. And I think the other night, the fact that he had that pressure kind of lifted off him of, you've had bad games already, you just kind of keep shooting and shoot through it. And that's something a lot of players who are shooters will say. They say, well, when you have a shooting slump, there's nothing else you can really do. You have to just keep shooting through it. And I think that was important for him, and we'll see if he plays today. I think it'd be great to see him string together a couple of good performances here. But he's someone who the front office obviously felt high about moving up to get him at 29th, and someone who they've been targeting for weeks leading into the draft. And if he can be someone who can act as a knockdown threat and rebound, kind of like we saw with a Trey Lyles type, a Trey Lyles type presence, kind of a stretch four, he's gonna be fine, and he'll give the Kings the depth that they need. But rough start, and I think it was good for him to kind of see the ball go in, and we'll see if he can do it again today.
When you're taken in the second round, you're just trying to be noticed. Like, where's my lane? How do I get the team's attention? Can I make the squad? Well, Emmanuel Sharp, Frankie, came in right away. Like, it was so obvious his tenacity on defense. The first game he played at the California Classic, and that spilled over here. And then he's put in some numbers too as well. Not always shot the ball well, but it's obvious. Like, you feel him, his presence in a game. What have been your observations of Emmanuel Sharp?
Yeah, I think that the Keon Ellis comp has been thrown out there just because of the fact that you have a 3-and-D player. And I just think the tenacity, the intensity, he does not take a play off. And his on-ball defense is similar to what you saw from Keon Ellis when he was kind of bursting onto the scene. And it's the type of player the Kings have needed and that they lack. And someone who I'm already looking at as Scott Perry's, Max Reynaud was a 42nd pick last year. I think that he might already have his gem here in Emmanuel Sharp, because the confidence with him is it's pretty special in my opinion. I mean, seeing him just kind of, even with Acuff on the floor, Sharp has been getting his shots off. He's not shying away from taking an open look, or even creating an open look. And I think he's shooting around 37% from three in Vegas, and it's the way he's doing it too. These aren't wide open set 3-point jumpers. These are floating out of the sideline. These are coming off a screen and just off the curl, just letting it fly. Like these are tough shots he's knocking down, or stepping into a 29-30 footer. Like these are shots that are not high percentage shots, which in a different conversation I guess is a little scary, but if they're going in, it's not scary. So the defense is there. I think Sean Cunningham said yesterday he thinks he's someone who could help them immediately, and someone who could probably carve out a rotation spot. And I view it the same way, that the Kings, when it comes to getting stops and needing to slow down opposing offenses, that's been, as we saw last year, a pretty big problem. And the fact that they don't have the money to go out there and get impact defenders, you have to hit them in the draft. And I think Scott's done a good job of that with this pick. And someone will see if he can be in the rotation opening night. But the fact that he's another 3-and-D guard who can defend multiple positions and is super athletic, never hurts to have guys like that around. That's the exact type of player the Kings have been missing.
So today, as far as you know, we believe Acuff is out, right? Is it kind of a mystery? Do we know who else is out of the lineup for today?
Still waiting on confirmation, but obviously Acuff is out. It would surprise me if Max or Nick played. It just seems like that's the way that it usually pans out for these kind of things. But at the end of last game, I think that the sense was a lot of guys who didn't play very much were probably going to play in this one. But you could see potentially Alex Caravan or Sharp out there. I mean, I think that to me, a late first, second rounder sitting out a final summer league game, I don't think that's really necessary. I think that these guys still need to kind of find their footing and get reps in. I think it's really important for them to get this time in summer league, because it's your last true competitive 5-on-5 you're going to play until the fall or until late September. So I think it'd be constructive for them to play, but totally understand why they wouldn't. And Sharp also took a hit to the face last game. It seemed like he was fine after the game. We were told he was fine. But we'll see if they are cautious and want to, so let's get home without anything happening here, and knock on wood that things are good for training camp. But selfishly, not as for us here, but everyone at home, I'm sure we all want to see these guys play. But time flies, Jason, and we're gonna be at training camp before we know it. But we'll see.
Yeah. Well, one last thing for you on that. Look, they're going to be done today, no matter what happens, win or lose. But what are the things? And I don't know how much more they can do, but between now and training camp, do you think they can look at, they should address? I mean, the roster's for the most part set, but what are the things do you think they might look to tweak at all?
It just seems, in my opinion, and I know Malik Monk is someone who can handle, he's done it before, the backup point guard duties, and Neat Clifford is someone that Scott Perry's talked about being an option there. I just feel like they could really fortify their backcourt and give Acuff a true, you call it a veteran, someone who's been there and been, show the ropes, whatever you want to call it. Because I just feel like it's been super valuable. And you saw it last year with Max and Neek, how having a veteran like Russell Westbrook was very valuable. And it seems like Westbrook, I'm not saying Westbrook needs to be the player per se. I'm just saying that I think it'd be really good for someone who you're expecting to be a franchise point guard to have someone to take them under their wing. And, if George Hill and Vince Carter were there with De'Aaron Fox in his rookie year. Obviously, George Hill was there for half a season, but Vince Carter is a vet that Fox leaned on a lot. And, I just feel like Acuff having a vet would be really important. And sure, it could be Domas for all we know, or Malik could take him under his wing. But I think having just a floor general who you can feel confident slotting in there and saying, okay, this guy's going to go out and give us 25, 30 minutes if Acuff has to miss a game, that's important. But Malik, may be that option just because of financial constraints, and that's fine. And then also, I don't know. Alan's been talking about Kuminga again, and clearly it looks like he's going to Los Angeles. But I'm intrigued to see how that unfolds. It seems like the Kings really liked him a lot, and I feel like they'd be a little more aggressive to bring him in if they had more money available. And we still have to see if the Kings end up stretching DeMar DeRozan's $10 million. I think they have a couple more weeks to decide till August 3rd. I think if they're going to stretch that $10 million into $3 million a year, that would free up more money for them. Would that make a difference? It's hard to say, but I think that the word is that the Lakers have a 2-year, $20 million deal out for Kuminga, and he's looking for something more. Could the Kings get to that MLE 15 type million? I don't know if that's even possible. But just intriguing to see how that unfolds. And then just outside of King stuff, I wish LeBron would have signed him while we were here. That would have been fun.
Yeah.
That would have been a good time. Just the buzz of it all. But unless he signs in the next 23 hours, it's not looking likely.
Yeah, he's milking that thing all the way to the end here. Well, Frankie, you guys have been doing great work. Kudos to you and to everyone else there at the Sack Shack. Safe journey home. Keep up the good work, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Chris, and see you guys back home.
And let's get that market correction going for the Yankees.
Starts today against the Dodgers.
Starts today.
Good luck with that.
Go.
Good luck to them with that, but starts today.
All right, that's Frankie Cardicelli joining us. We appreciate Frankie and all of the work. Really, he and Chris and Brendan and Jay and Alan and Whitey, they have just been crushing it out there in Las Vegas. And I truly hope you guys have appreciated the content we've been putting out there. I'm anxious to find out what that last little piece is. Whitey's artistry. Okay. We will find out. We all find out together. All right, when we come back, more to get to here. Still Friday Fun and Games to wrap up the show. That's in the next hour. We also will hear one of my favorite conversations I had during the week. We'll get a chance to hear from Alex Caravan from Vegas. We'll hear that at 9 o'clock. Still have who's hot and who's not. But when we come back, one last little hat tip to Vegas, a little homage there. We'll cover some NBA over-under on the win totals. What's the number for the Kings for the upcoming season? At least what Vegas thinks. We have that next.
Sactownsports.com is your online home for sports in Sacramento. Dive deep into the Kings, 49ers, Raiders, Giants, Athletics, and more with your favorite local personalities and some of the most trusted sports voices in the community. Stream Sactown Sports 1140. Watch original video content and read in-depth analysis all in one location. Sactownsports.com. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. I've heard you're extending the 4th of July sales event because the deals were so good.
They were the best deals of the year, and we wanted to keep the savings going. Explore California like never before in a new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Sport when you save up to $8,500 off MSRP. Whether you like off-roading, camping, or exploring, this is the Jeep for you, and you won't find a better price.
Oh yeah, that's one of the most iconic models that really gets back to its roots.
Iconic really is the best way to describe it, but Hoblet is so much more than Jeeps. Whatever you're looking for, you can find it at Hoblet with our Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter with 200 vehicles and over $50 under $30,000.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. 8,500 total net savings on select new 2026 Jeep Wrangler Sport after 3,500 Hoblet discount and factory incentives. Incentives may include 500 military or first responder bonus cash for eligible members, 1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade, 3 this net savings, sample VIN 208262.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Pricing coverage match limited by state law.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com. In celebration of 80 years of 49ers football, Sactown Sports is counting down 80 of the most memorable moments that have shaped the team's storied legacy and winning tradition. Here's today's faithful flashback.
Number 39. Bill Walsh announces his retirement.
The 49ers win over the Cincinnati Bengals in Super Bowl 23 has many impactful moments to it. The closing drive to get the win when Montana found Taylor was the difference, but it also ended up being the final game of Bill Walsh's amazing career. Bill Walsh announced his retirement just a few days after winning his third Super Bowl, as Walsh finished with a record of 102 wins, 63 losses, and a tie, and he cited burnout as a reason for stepping down. His impact is everywhere. The West Coast offense is still here, and his place in history is forever cemented in the Pro Football Hall of Fame when he was inducted in 1993.
Faithful flashbacks on Sactown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Still to come, a reminder 10 to 2, Matt and Kayla. Then the final episode of The Drive Guys coming to you from Las Vegas, as they will wrap up their coverage out there today from 2 to 6. Our thanks to Power Business Technology helping us out with our coverage, copiers and printers for your office needs. It was fun to be out there. I think Frankie was right talking to him. It's like you get past that third, maybe the fourth day, Vegas just kind of is a slow bleed. It just kind of all blends together, and it's just overwhelming. There's a lot going on. It's a lot of fun. There's can be great basketball, just great basketball times, I should say. Not always like the best basketball you'll see, whether it's summer league or not, but just you're intrigued by who you're watching. You're intrigued by who you see out there. And it's just, it's not the scope of what the regular season and the pressure of all that, but it's that early assessment. It's the overreactions. It's the buzz in the building for big games, for big matchups. I mean, being there for DeBonsa and Peterson this year, there was a lot of anticipation for that. And in that game, I mean, DeBonsa had that one dunk where he was driving the lane, lost the ball, gathered it in the air and dunked it. I saw Caleb Wilson with just an electrifying dunk, baseline dunk a couple games ago. everybody's kind of had some of their moments, and it's fun to watch all of that. And then but as you then take that to another day and another day, it then starts to become, what day is it? Where am I? What time is it? It's just, you lose kind of a sense of space and time when you're in Las Vegas. But those guys will be done wrapping things up after today, after the Kings' final game from Las Vegas. Also still to come, a chance to hear from Alex Caravan. That'll be at 9. But wanted to, talking about Vegas, wanted to kind of do one last little, nod of the cap, a little tip of the cap to Vegas, because what it's known for over the years, obviously, is wagering and sports betting. And there was that time and place where it's like, no way will there ever be a sports franchise in Las Vegas because of that very fact. Well, those days have come and gone, right? We got the Aces there, you got the Golden Knights there, you got the Raiders there, you've got prize fights and so much going on there. And now the addition coming up, most likely, of an NBA team, and the A's are on their way. It's a full-fledged sports town with gambling everywhere. I mean, there's just no way you can hide it. Sports books and people talking about gambling. Well, with that said, sometimes you just get what the opinions are instead of even the gambling approach to it, but just what the experts think on your team or on individuals, or odds to win Rookie of the Year or MVP or Coach of the Year in whatever respective sport, but also the win totals that they expect. And I think why these are interesting, it's one, how will they kind of want to get the public to bet one way or the other, or at least in the middle, right? Like if you have a win total under win total of 50.5, you believe that 50s or 51's kind of that magic number. And if you think it's going to go above that, which I guess history suggests more people are optimistic in bets, believe it or not, and more people bet the overs than the under. At least that's what I've heard. Because you'll see a number and you go, oh, they'll definitely go above that. And so then boom, you bet the over, and good luck to you. Hopefully you win if that's what you do. But looking at that for the NBA season, the over-under leader, at least a couple of different future odds that I have seen, is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They have an over-under of 61.5 wins. That's what it's been placed at. Kind of the consensus is around that. You can find probably a 60.5, maybe a 62.5, but kind of the consensus is around that 61.5 games. So if you think they're going to win 62 or more, that's the over. If you were betting the under, obviously it's 61 or less, and then you would cover on that end. Also in that 60 club, you've got the San Antonio Spurs at 60.5. So Spurs had a great year. They've got their guys coming back. What will Wemby do when he goes to the lab in this offseason? What will the things that he works on? Just some other teams of note while we wait. And the other part of this is, it would be interesting let's monitor the teams the 5 that LeBron's looking at pre-decision. You have a team like Minnesota at 50.5 on the over-under. Cleveland at 48.5. Philadelphia's at 47.5. Miami's at 49.5. So those are some of the teams he's monitored. The Warriors at 44.5. Do you believe they're over on under on that? And the Sacramento Kings. If we talk about them, it just depends on which book you look at. I've seen one that had them dead last. I've seen another one that has them second to last, tied for second to last. I've seen Milwaukee last. I've seen the Kings last. I've seen Brooklyn last. On this specific site that I'm looking at right now, they have Brooklyn with the fewest wins at 15.5, and the Kings at 20.5 on the over-under. What do you think, Kings fans? If you were betting, if you were of the betting ilk, the betting type, would you go north of that and say the over of 20.5? Or would you say, nah, they're getting 20 or less? I'm going to bet less. The thing about an under that's probably, and I've never done an over-under like season-long bet, it's probably agonizing knowing, like, if you're right up against it and you, let's say, have 5 games to go, and in this case, the Kings had won something like 19 and they couldn't win 2 more, or you lose, like, that's got to be agonizing. Whereas if you did the over and they're already there, you're like, I did it. I won the bet. I don't even have to worry about what's coming up. But yeah, the Kings, in a couple of them, have been listed dead last in the over-under. On this one that I see, they're second to last. tied with Milwaukee with an over-under of 20.5 wins. I think if I'm leaning above, but again, now I'm getting back to being guilty of the being optimistic, thinking they can win more games. But I think if we really even follow last year's season where we all said, I know they're extremely injured, they're probably a better team than this, probably should have won a few more games. Not a great team, but better than what they were performing. And if you look at the back half of the season, they did perform better than the front half. So I would probably lean above, but one, I wouldn't bet on it. Two, can't bet on it. Three, I just that would be too dicey of a bet. I could see that really going either way for the Sacramento Kings. And I guess that is the point of gambling. All right, when we come back, we will have the answer to the question of who's hot and who's not. Let's see. One of our texters says if Levine is actually there, then it's if he's there, it's less than 20. Okay. That's what they say. So a shout out at Levine, or shade at Levine, I should say. All right. When we come back, who's hot, who's not? Let me get you ready for the 9 o'clock hour. That's all coming up here on Sactown Sports.
SactownSports.com is your online home for sports in Sacramento. Dive deep into the Kings, 49ers, Raiders, Giants, Athletics, and more with your favorite local personalities and some of the most trusted sports voices in the community. Stream Sactown Sports 1140. Watch original video content and read in-depth analysis all in one location. SactownSports.com. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The sounds of summer. They're great until they're not. Luckily, AutoZone has free battery testing and charging
Let me check that for you.
to help make a rough moment smooth. Don't miss the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone. Free products with select deals until July 27th. And free services every day. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Wow, what is all this? These screens, the food.
All for the game, bro.
Let us pitch in.
No need. I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet with T-Mobile. I've got it all covered.
Goal! Here to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. Compared to regular rates after third line free on Experience Beyond plan with internet bundle discount via monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Credit stop if you cancel or change plans.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments. Clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson, plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Heart Health Park at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra, the California Office of Traffic Safety, and Caltrans. More info at CITPFest.com.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
All right. Well, Chris, please enlighten us and tell us who is hot.
Argentina. Yeah.
Playing for the Cup final
In
on
this,
Sunday.
in the World Cup, Argentina, they are the top scorers. They have scored 19 goals so far in this World Cup.
Okay. So that makes them hot. And Messi's been involved in a lot of those himself for goals, setting up other people. Okay. I see it. They are hot. Who is not?
The opponents of Spain.
Okay.
In this World Cup, Spain have the record for the most clean sheets. They have not given up a goal in 6 games in the World Cup.
Clean sheets. Well, something's got to give. You're still going with Spain in this one on Sunday?
Yes.
Let's see what the tomorrow is. France and England, the 3rd-4th matchup. France is the favorite. Over under on goals is 3.5. Sunday, Spain is the favorite. Over under on goals 2.5. Okay. Interesting on that. A couple other, I was talking in the last segment about over under win totals on the Kings. 20.5 was the mark. Just to clean up some things on our text line and our YouTube chat. Text line says take the over. A couple more here from our YouTube chat. Definitely more wins than 22. Okay. Kings won't win 35 games. I don't know if they even get to 30. Well, that's okay. If you're doing the over under, and you're looking for the over and they got to 28, you cover easily. Just depends on what you're looking to do. Now, if you're looking to make what many would say is a considerable amount of money, you would bet on the Sacramento Kings to win the championship. But I don't know how brave you would be on that. Their odds to win the Western Conference are 500 to 1. But their odds to win the NBA championship, according to the sports books or future odds in Vegas, league worst, 1,000 to 1. The others near the bottom with them, you got the Nets, the Bulls, and the Grizzlies. But the Kings have the worst odds to win the NBA championship, 1,000 to 1. I don't even know if one, again, I can't bet on that. But Chris, what would be even worthwhile? Like what's the largest odds you would bet on something, and then how much would you put on them to win?
For
like just like those odds are 1,000 to 1. I mean, that's just not going to happen. The Kings are not going to win the champ. I mean, it would be a stunner, one of the all-time stunners. But I'm trying to think of the largest odds where you go, you know what? It's worth putting down $10. And it's like, is it? I mean, it just feels like you're throwing away $10.
Well, with some of it, it's more about having the ticket than actually thinking that you're going to win.
Post it. Yeah.
Like the one I always talk about is my Chicago Cubs one to win the World Series. Not because I thought they're going to win the World Series, but that's when Back to the Future 2 predicted that they were going to win the World Series.
Do you still have the ticket?
Yeah, I think I do.
Okay. So that was the point of it too, was bet on it. I did bet on it. I have the story. Here's the ticket. Yeah, that just seems like such a crazy bet, but Yeah, I don't know who's doing that. 1,000-1 though. That's what others think of the odds. Let me tell you some of the top odds in the NBA. As you would think, it would be OKC and San Antonio. Also near there, you got the Knicks at 9-1 to win the NBA championship. The one that was surprising me, where is this? Oh, it's a little better here, 40-1, or a little worse here. The Pacers have been higher than I think they should be. Pistons 25-1, Timberwolves 25-1, 14-1 on the Celtics, 18-1 on the Sixers. You know, some of these numbers, like I said earlier, might move because of LeBron James. Miami will be an interesting team, I think, regardless. And I still feel like at this point, so much has gone on in this NBA offseason. I feel like, weirdly, like the Giannis move is forgotten about. And Giannis going to Miami should be, and probably still is, the biggest move of the offseason. But because there was so much activity and so many things around it, not necessarily any bigger, but we've been watching rookies. We've been watching Miami, you know, Bam and Tyler Hero, the scuffle they have, waiting on LeBron's decision. But Giannis was announced the other day, and I think him, when right in Miami, I think they're going to have every opportunity to get out of the East if everybody's healthy. I mean, Giannis and Bam, Andrew Wiggins, Davion, whatever else they can try to add here late, if that's LeBron as well. That's a really good squad, I think. And a team that everybody respects the coach. And Eric Spoelstra has done a ton of winning, has shown he has the ability to get teams to the finals. But it's weird to me. I don't know. Chris, am I alone in that? Do you feel like people are kind of forgetting about this Giannis move?
I think that John Morant leaving, I think people haven't really talked about that. I think the only news it got was because it's like, oh yeah, I went fishing the other day.
Right. It's like, hey, change of scenery. Maybe this is gonna be better for me. I like to get outside, outdoors. I'm fishing now.
What's funny now that I think about it is the off season in the NBA. It's not really. It's about a huge free agent, which we really don't see anymore, and like the trades don't get talked about. But unless it was, if the Giannis trade happened at the trade deadline, people would be talking about it for weeks, and everybody would be watching every single Miami game and comparing what he's doing in Miami with what he did in Milwaukee and what the Milwaukee Bucks are doing afterwards.
Very true. Very true. Now it's just we have to wait till he plays, and it's almost like I said, a forgotten story, if there's such a thing. I mean, it's such a
also
main
with the
figure.
NBA championship, like, and the parade, like, happening right on top of each other. So it's like Knicks win, trade, draft. Like that happened like in a span of, it felt like a week.
And not only Knicks win, parade, draft, free agency, summer league. Like it just keeps going. And then finally, after this weekend's over, there's like a space and time to breathe a little bit and then maybe take it all in and have a better assessment. But instead, it's major overreactions, or because there's so much that has happened, there's like an overload on, wait, who went where? I kind of lost track of this, but you can't lose track of Giannis. I mean, that is a massive move, a massive development amongst the league. It's completely turned of philosophy for Milwaukee. And here's Pat Riley and the Miami Heat going, I'm going to get another legend of the game. We'll see if it's enough for us to become one of, if not the best team in the Eastern Conference. But Giannis, that's a seminal moment in the league. And it just feels like maybe because we've done so many of these, maybe because Luka got traded, nobody thought it could happen. Maybe because the amount of trades that have happened and the amount of all-stars we kept bringing up that have been dealt just in this offseason or since January, it really is staggering. I mean, you've had AD move and Trae Young and, Giannis certainly is a key figure there. We talk about the different guys that have been moved around, whether it's been via the Paul George, Jaylen Brown deal, John Morant, as Chris mentioned. There's just so many high impactful stars that have been moved that they all, at one point, LaMelo Ball, they feel like they blend together a little bit. Julius Randle, they just keep going with people that have been great in this league, been all-stars, been impactful on franchises, and the league continues its shuffle. So They will continue to shuffle. We'll continue to shuffle right along as well. When we return, we have the final hour of the show for the week. Matt and Kayla are coming your way at 10. We'll have some fun and games with them on Friday, fun and games to wrap up the next hour. But next, I talked about these rookie rankings with the draft order, the draft grades, to now what people are saying after they've seen some summer league games. We'll go over that list. We'll also hear from Alex Caravan, the Kings rookie, and more in the 9 o'clock hour right here on Sactown Sports.
SactownSports.com is your online home for sports in Sacramento. Dive deep into the Kings, 49ers, Raiders, Giants, Athletics, and more with your favorite local personalities and some of the most trusted sports voices in the community. Stream Sactown Sports 1140. Watch original video content and read in-depth analysis all in one location. SactownSports.com. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. I've heard you're extending the 4th of July sales event because the deals were just so good.
They were the best deals of the year, and we wanted to keep the savings going. Right now, you can save up to $14,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duties. Plus, save thousands more with 0% financing for 60 months.
Wow. $14,000 off MSRP and 0% financing. That's crazy.
At Hoblet, our goal is to get you the hard-to-find heavy-duty truck you need at the best price possible. Plus, we have over 600 Rams available.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, and now, unbeatable interest rates. $14,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 2500 Laramie after $9,500 dealer discount and factory incentives. Incentives include $500 on the job upfit with eligible upfit, $1,000 Hoblet business owner bonus with proof of business ownership, $1,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance with eligible trade, 0% financing for 60 months on approved credit through SFS, $1,667 per thousand borrowed. 10th is net savings. See dealer for details.
Your concert lineup is stacked with can't-miss shows on the Sactown Sports Live events calendar. It all starts July 19th when country legend Willie Nelson takes the stage at Ironstone Amphitheater. Then Cole Wetzel rocks Lake Tahoe Amphitheater at Caesars Republic July 24th. August heats up with Santana and the Doobie Brothers at Toyota Amphitheater August 8th. The Sacred Souls at Hard Rock Live Sacramento August 12th. David Lee Roth at Thunder Valley August 14th. And a huge night August 16th with Kane Brown at Ironstone Amphitheater and Toto at Toyota Amphitheater. Keep it rolling August 19th with the Black Crows and Whiskey Myers at Toyota Amphitheater. Ty Myers takes over Lake Tahoe Amphitheater August 22nd. September brings Sack Top for 2 back-to-back nights at Lake Tahoe Amphitheater September 11th and 12th. Then, don't miss Leonard Skinnard October 2nd at Ironstone Amphitheater and Ashley Cook October 10th at Ace of Spades. Stay up to date with every show on the Sactown Sports Live events calendar. Find all the details at SactownSports.com.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself and Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports 1140, your local sports leader.
I'm Chris Verlad with your Open Championship update. Currently in the lead at 8 under par is Lucas Herbert, and following him is American Jackson Suber at 6 under par. Your Open Championship coverage is brought to you by Golf Fitness Solutions. Move better, feel better, play better. Now back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom!
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't! Yes, he did!
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Yep. All right, guys. Friday, we've made it here. Final hour. Yeah, we're going to get busy here. Lots to get to in our final hour, including a conversation with Alex Caravan, Kings rookie. We also will have what's on deck, celebrity birthdays, and Friday fun and games. So jam-packed hour before we get you to Matt and Kayla to start the next hour, and then, of course, the drive guys from Las Vegas. But a lot of talk in Vegas about the new basketball recruits, the next group, the next wave of talent. And this is going to be an exercise I'm trying to do for myself and hopefully for you as well, as just a constant reminder of maybe the overreactions, or these could be proven to be true. They could be proper reactions. This is why we need, you know what we need? Time. Time isn't always on your side, but we need true time to make our evaluation. So I want to just go back. If you go, our first real evaluation of this rookie class is how they were drafted. We have people that do mock drafts. I'm guilty of it. You're guilty of it. You look at the mock drafts and you go, well, these are the top 4. Then who's next? This is where the Kings should draft when they're picked 7. This is who they should look at. And a lot of people had them taking Darius Acuff Jr. That's exactly who they took. That kind of lined up beautifully. The top 4 kind of went as a lot of people thought. At least we weren't sure the exact order, but that 4 seemed to be a tier. And then what would happen then and thereafter. So you have the draft. Then the day, the 2 days, 3 days after, people made draft grades without a game being played in between that. And if you recall on the Sacramento Kings, for the most part, most stuff I saw gave them A's, A pluses, B's, A minus. I mean, they were getting good reviews on their draft. You look at the 3 picks they made, people seem to like Sharp. There was some question on Alex Caravan trading up to get him, who we'll hear from here in a few moments. And Darius Acuff seemed to get a lot of credit for taking that pick. So if we're looking at this from a Kings perspective, they drafted 7th. People gave them an A, generally a good grade, liked what they did. And now we've seen a handful of California Classic games and a handful of Las Vegas Summer League games. And ESPN has taken the time to rank post-Summer League NBA rookie rankings, newcomers who stood out. It's kind of their list, and they give 11 players that they rank from 11 to 1 on who they think stood out to them the most from Summer League. So at number 11, and this would be based on shuffling from the draft order based on summer play. Here he is, Darius Acuff Jr., number 11. Here's what they say. He was obviously picked 7th, so it would be 4 spots worse than that. Let's start with the positive. Acuff looks the part of a lead creator as he threaded several nifty passes through traffic in Vegas. I grew excited to watch him partner with Domantas Sabonis in pick and rolls and handoffs this season. But Acuff also checked off almost every negative box for a small guard. He didn't assuage any concerns about his lackadaisical defense, especially off the ball, and his offensive efficiency was subpar in all but one game, including his play in the California Classic. Acuff shot 35% from the field, 27% on three-pointers, and 70% on free throws this summer. Honestly, that free throw percentage is lower than I thought it was, but I believe the stat to be true. Those percentages will surely tick upward in larger samples in the regular season, but given his other limitations, Acuff needs to be transcendent offensive talent to truly succeed in the NBA, and he has shown some early reasons to doubt that path. Okay, fair critique, fair criticism, but that's the point of this exercise. So remember now, before an NBA regular season game is being played, he is now, according to this list, ranked 11th. So what I want to do is kind of keep note of this. We know what the draft order is, and then see what it looks like in the regular season. after one season. But to be fair, you got to go after 2, maybe after 3 seasons to see how this all shakes out. At number 10, they list Keaton Wagler, who was taken 5th. That's from the Clippers. A 9, Kingston Flemings. And I kept talking about how these guards are all going to be evaluated. They all went 4 in a row. Flemings, who went right after Acuff, which was the only one of the guards that went 4 in a row that the Kings could have selected because he was on the board still. But Flemings, they list as 9. Morez Johnson Jr., who was picked 9th, they list as 8th. Yaxel Lendenborg, who went 11th. I thought has played well. I've been impressed by him, and I can see how he immediately will fit in with the Warriors. They rank him as number 7. At number 6, where he was drafted, Mikael Brown Jr. Number 5, a guy who was picked 10th, that has moved up to 5th on this list, Braden Burries from the Milwaukee Bucks. And then you get to the top 4, and it's the 4 that we've talked about forever, and it's the 4 that the way it's played out. Caleb Wilson was picked 4th. They rank him 4th, though I've been really impressed by him. Darren Peterson was picked 2nd. He's backed up to number 3. So that means sliding into number 2 is Cameron Boozer. And then number 1, AJ DeBonsa. I think he was terrific. I was very, very impressed with him. He comes in to the season ranked number 1. No issue with that. But again, let's watch. Let's see. You got to give him and the other guys time to see if that's the way it truly plays out. All right. Speaking of rookies, we've talked a lot about Darius Acuff Jr. We've all been impressed with the play of Emmanuel Sharp, and it was a much better game last game from Alex Caravan. Had a lot of fun interviews from Las Vegas. Wanted a chance to hear this one. Conversation I had earlier in the week with Kings rookie Alex Caravan.
All right, here we are. Newest member, one of the newest members of the Sacramento Kings, Alex Caravan. Is that part sunk in yet? You're an NBA professional and you're a member of the Kings?
A little bit. It's sunk in a little bit now after wearing the jersey and just being in the facility now. It's been a blessing. So just super excited to be a King and, can't wait to see where my career takes me.
We want to get to know you more. And you were also a very high-profile college player. A lot of people that watch college hoops got to know you. How did it all start for you, getting to UConn, and when did you kind of know that this could be a dream of yours?
Yeah, I think really, it was out of high school. Just really the end of my sophomore year was when I really got offers, and UConn came into the picture. And it was really a battle between UConn and Northwestern for me, just because my mom's super big on academics too. So, but UConn just came out on top. My relationship with Coach Hurley, obviously it being close to home for me, and just the history that UConn has just made me want to be there. And, playing for Coach Hurley's tough, but at the end of the day, it made me the player I am today, and I wouldn't be here without him.
I want to get into your relationship with him in a moment, but I've heard the story, and I'd love it if you could share it with our listeners about kind of the academic background. That element was so important to your mom. How did that, if you could relate it, kind of how Coach Hurley finally kind of found that loophole and got you to UConn?
Yeah, so I took a visit to Northwestern, and then the next week was UConn. And Northwestern, they did a great job explaining academics and basketball. It was my mom. They knew my mom needed that. UConn comes, and it's just basketball. So Coach Hurley calls me after that visit. It's like, what do we got to do to get you to commit? And I basically told him, look, you got to talk about academics more. That's what my mom wants. If you want the green light for me to commit. And next week, they sent up a van to my house, and it was strictly 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. academic visit. And, it was a long day for me, but it got the job done and allowed me to commit.
Did you want UConn all along?
Didn't.
Or do you think how it could have been different if you went to Northwestern?
It definitely would have been very different. I don't know if I'd be in the position I am today if I went to Northwestern, but UConn definitely wasn't the first school, when it was initially starting. They came in later, but once UConn offered me and started recruiting me, they recruited me pretty hard, and then it was just a clear number 1 for me.
With UConn comes probably expectations. Coach Hurley, maybe let's just start there. Let's start with UConn because it's such a decorated program. You're one of the most decorated players there as the winningest player. What's it like being there when it seems like it's like the basketball mecca? Women's basketball, men's basketball. Not a lot of programs. Basketball's bigger than football.
Yeah.
What's it like there with the alumni that could come through, with just the history? Is it just this super being? Does it feel like this superpower at UConn?
It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. In Connecticut, all they care about is UConn. All they care about is UConn basketball. And when you win, it's the best thing ever. But when you lose, it's the worst thing. And you know, you have a good game, bad game, the fans could turn on you, the fans could cheer for you. So really, you just got to balance those emotions, balance the pressure, and really just, you got to know what the expectation is when you come to UConn. And Coach Hurley does a great job of like explaining that, what the standard is. And as players, you just got to have that confidence when you wear that jersey.
It may not matter if it's fair, but did you ever feel like, man, we weren't that bad, or I didn't have that bad of a game, and are they just after you guys if it's just a day that's, I don't know, for whatever reason, not your day?
Stay off social media. I'll tell you that. So
did you?
Yeah. I learned it through UConn. You got to stay off social media, whether, you know, you had a good game, bad game. You can't really let the outside noises get in your head.
Now, when it's good, though, is there nothing better than like when things are rolling at UConn, when you're winning championships, when you're, for lack of a better term, the big man on campus? Like, how good is it at UConn when you were winning a couple titles?
Oh, it's amazing. It's the best feeling ever. I mean, winning a championship at UConn, just adding to the history that UConn has in itself, it's no better feeling. And, you know, on campus, they care about basketball, and throughout the whole state, they care about basketball. So they recognize you wherever you go. And, you know, you just got to hold that to be true.
Yeah. So what was the best thing about winning a couple titles? Like maybe people you didn't expect to hear from, being on camp. I don't know. What's that? Obviously the winning is what you want to do. You did it, you accomplished it. What was the kind of the after effects or some unintended thing that happened that you're like, man, that's really cool that we won a championship and then this happened?
I think the parade, it's really the parades that happened.
Yeah.
Probably like 50,000 people in the streets of Hartford. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. And having done the parade twice, it was a blessing. So I'm glad that happened. And I'm glad just being able to see the fans and interact with people at Connecticut was awesome.
You thought about going pro a couple years ago. Tell us about kind of that decision, then the decision not to, and then 2 more great years at UConn.
Yeah, I think one of it, after my sophomore year, I didn't feel like I was ready. I didn't feel like I was ready for the NBA, just whether that's...
Were you just testing it? Just got to see?
I was testing it. I was testing it because I really was considering it. It really was an extremely hard decision for me, but I felt like coming back, I could get my mentality sharper, my confidence sharper, knowing that I do got to have that at such an elite level when I am in the NBA, that personality-wise, too, just meshing with other guys, too. I didn't feel like I was there yet my sophomore year. And then my junior year, it was just, let me see how my college career finishes out. I already have such a legendary college career. Let me see how it finishes out. Now being here, I've left everything in college. Now I saw it all play out, and you know, I'm just ready to move forward from the next chapter.
Yeah, that's awesome. A couple things more on college for you that I want to ask about. Like, you are one of the most significant and recognized players in UConn history. It's such a storied program. You're the only one that got honored while still active.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool to have on your resume. How does that honor one feel and just your historic part of the program?
It was crazy. It was something that I never would have thought happened when I stepped on campus. Just, you know, seeing all the legends that have played there, knowing all the big time names, and for my name to be up there, the Huskies of Honor, and the first current player to get, you know, its number up there. It's crazy. It was a surreal feeling. And to have my legacy and being left there is special. And to be there for 4 years and knowing whenever I go back to stores, I could call it home, and the people will embrace me and love me no matter what I do. It's something that, you know, super special for me.
From the outside watching Coach Hurley, he seems really unique. You lived it. You experienced him every single day. Seems intense. But everybody, I've heard you say you like rave about him. What is it about him that, I don't know, brought out the best in you and your teammates?
He's extremely honest with you. He's never gonna sugarcoat whether you're doing something good or doing something bad, and he's gonna tell you the straight up truth. And he does a great job of having tough love on you and really just wanting to push you at the same time. And I think that's what makes him so special is he's pushing us every single day on the court, but then off the court, he's such a great relationship with us to where he's able to bring us down to earth and really just, you know, calm us down when we need to. So he's awesome. He's gonna be my mentor. He's someone I'm always gonna look up to, and really just the impact that he left on me allowed me to be the person I am today.
He's with you for life.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm the kind of person, if I see someone get emotional, it can get me emotional. I didn't know you. I didn't know him. To hear him, and honestly, Alex, your teammates, when like it was your final game, they got really emotional about you. How did that register with you? Because they were just heaping a ton of praise your way.
Yeah, I think it's special to see the impact that I've had, not just on the program, but people too. There's the relationships I have with teammates, with coaches, and it's something that I do want to cherish forever and really support my UConn teammates 40 years down the line. So it was special hearing that. Obviously, in the moment, I was thinking about the game and the loss more, but looking back at it, it is special. And to leave an impact with those teammates. I mean, those guys are my brothers, and still talk to them all the time.
There's nothing better than winning a championship, which you'll have forever. But you're also part of kind of a pretty iconic play last year at the end of the Duke game. I don't know that would. Do you think that would last? Not with you personally longer, but that feels like that's going to live in history a long time. Not more than the championships, but how do you measure those? Because ultimately that year you didn't win a title, but it's also kind of a pretty iconic college play.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, every time you watch March Madness, you're going to see the Braylon Mullins shot now.
Yeah, but you're part of it.
I am part of it. I'm a small piece of it. So, to see that in 20 years, 30 years, it's going to be cool. But obviously the championships leave the bars. I'd rather have the championships than any iconic moment.
All your winning, all your relationship, all the stuff people say about you at Connecticut, how do you translate that? How does that come to the Kings? You're new. I mean, you got veterans on this team, but how do you try to implement what your strengths were at UConn onto this Kings team?
Yeah, I think really just starting with by example, just doing the work every single day, how you carry yourself in practice, how you carry yourself on the court. Yes, I am new to the NBA, but there isn't an age to, know how to act and how to carry yourself. And that's something you can start with right away. And then obviously as I have more time in the NBA, more experience, I'm able to use my voice more. But I've seen every scenario at UConn through the wins, the losses, just the championships, losing the championship. Like, I know how hard it is to win, and I know it's going to be even harder in the NBA. But those winning characteristics and what you're supposed to do on a daily basis, that could easily be carried over to the NBA and, help change a culture.
Draft day is super exciting. You knew you were going to go. You don't know when, where. You hear about Cleveland, but how soon did you know Cleveland was the draft pick, but you were going to Sacramento?
I think I knew.
It's
4 to 5 minutes before the pick.
Okay.
Only because there was an extremely long commercial. There was a commercial right before my pick, and I got the call that they were trading, and then the commercial played. So I'm just sitting there waiting. But
does Cleveland call you, or does Sacramento call you? How does that? Or
Sacramento? My agent. Oh, I heard from my agent. So I heard from my agent. He was like, because I knew Sacramento was trying to get into the first round. So my agent called me and he was like, yeah, they can't get in. We just got to see what happens with Cleveland and Dallas or the next pick. And then 5 seconds later, he called me. He's like, Sacramento got in.
Yeah.
So then I'm hyped. I'm excited.
Yeah.
The pick comes up. I'm like hugging everyone. I'm high-fiving everyone. I'm like leaving my phone to the side for like 10, 15 minutes. I missed Scott Perry's call maybe like 3 times. I missed Doug Christie's. I missed BJ's call. So I was able to talk to them after and, thank them for the opportunity.
Yeah. Did they call you, or when you guys first talked, like, what's the deal? You're not answering a call, or was it just you had to explain yourself on that one?
I explained myself. And then my agent was calling me, being like, answer their calls. But I never wanted to ignore them now.
Yeah. How about when you arrived at Sacramento? You've experienced it in stores in Connecticut, but there were fans waiting for you. I mean, this fan base loves you guys, loves the Kings. They haven't won a lot. You won a ton. I'm sure you've already got a taste. Like, if there can be some winning, they already love you guys, but how much more that can elevate this community?
I mean, the fans are super passionate. I mean, in Sacramento, all they really have is the Kings. And, just the support that you feel through the good and the bad, it's truly there. And I felt it right when I got off the plane, just seeing all the Kings fans out there with the cowbells and everything. And, part of the reason why I love UConn so much was the fans. So just how they showed up every single game, no matter what. And that's going to be the same thing with the Kings, too. And you want to play hard. You want to put on a show for the fans. And, as much as you want to win for yourself, you want to win for the city to feel beloved by everyone.
Is it a culture shock? I can't imagine being, UConn. You kind of know your path. You know what you're doing. And then, like, the draft happens. Oh, my gosh, I'm going to a completely new city all the way across country. I mean, you're still early in your life. How's that adjustment?
It's an adjustment for sure. I mean, I've been an East Coast kid my entire life. Growing up in Massachusetts, went to school in New England, UConn. So this is really my first time out west. And it's an adjustment, but I love it just because everyone with the Kings have been super welcoming and just really excited for me to be here. But, I'm excited for a new chapter, something that, just excited to start my life out here.
All right, last couple for you. Goals. Do you have goals for your rookie season personally?
I just want to make an impact, on the court, offensively, defensively. and really just continue to change the culture and just be myself through it all. Whenever I was myself at UConn, it just helped lead to success. So just want to be myself for the Kings and just make an impact.
Do you have a position of preference? Do you feel you're a 3, a 2, a 4, and play wherever you want?
Whatever the coach needs. And I played the 3, I played the 4, I played the 5 sometimes at UConn. Yeah. No, exactly.
Okay. So whatever they need. Last thing, like what's the best part so far about being, I mean, it's really early, about being a professional. What are you looking forward to most in your rookie year?
Yeah.
Like specific players matching up with, or is that?
Definitely players. Players. I mean, I grew up watching a bunch of these players growing up. Obviously, seeing LeBron play my entire life, and going to a bunch of Celtics games too. I'll be excited to play at TD Garden. So, so many different things I could think of, and just really being a part of the NBA is something special.
Will that be like surreal if you regarding LeBron or Tatum or people that you grew up watching?
Yeah, it will be. It'll be crazy. It'll be crazy. Like Kevin Duren, all these guys, Curry, like all these legends that impacted the game.
Well, it's your time. It's your time. Exciting time. Best of luck the rest of Summer League. How about after summer? I know it's been a whirlwind. Do you have you're going to be working out and all that stuff. Any plans? Like kind of what Summer League's done before the start of the season?
I want to take a vacation somewhere. I got to. I don't know where yet.
Where?
I don't know where yet. Far away for sure. Yeah. Tropical place though, just because right when my season ended, it's been a grind up to Summer League. So definitely.
Well, hopefully you enjoy the beach somewhere, isolated, some quiet time before the hectic part. Alex, thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Best of luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Alex Caravan from Vegas. And yeah, that's the other part. I mean, I think that's we were talking about that with Chris a moment ago, as far as, how much like the Giannis trade maybe is not even thought about as much right now because of how much of a whirlwind it is, and the news cycle keeps changing with the NBA. But imagine being Caravan playing deep into the NCAA tournament, trying to win a 3rd championship. After that, getting yourself ready, going through the combines and the workouts, whether you're flying around from city to city, teams are bringing you in. Then you get drafted. So you have draft night, you're in New York. I mean, it's an emotional night, or your family, however you spend it. Then right away, you have to fly out to your new city. You're barely there. I mean, he was in Sacramento and rolled his ankle in the first practice, but he was in Sacramento for just a few days. And now he's been in Vegas for a week plus. It's like, talk about a whirlwind. It's just, where am I? What am I doing? I mean, I'm starting my career in something I love and that I'm good at, but it just got to be a culture shock, a whirlwind feel. And then finally there'll be like an exhale for him and those other rookies, that once the Summer League is done, then you can maybe get away, get that trip, get your mind right, and then put in the work. It's time. It's time to begin the professional part of your career. And it's an amazing journey. It's got to be so rewarding, challenging, all of the things. And then you have a bad game and people rip you all over the place, whether it's on shows or on social media. You play great, people praise you. He said it in there. I learned pretty quickly, stay off social media. Not everybody can do that, though. Some people get consumed with that, worry about what people say, and you'd love to tell them don't do that, but to each their own.
I wouldn't say don't do that.
Don't look at social media?
Huh?
You would say don't look at social media?
No, I wouldn't say don't look at social media. All you need is a burner.
There you go. Be smart about it. Claim another account. No one will know it's you, and then fire away. Let people have it. All right, we're going to let a break here. Let it breathe a little bit on our end. When we come back, we have what's on deck. We have celebrity birthdays, and then we'll wrap things up on the Friday edition of Friday Fun and Games. That is all ahead.
Sports.com is your online home for sports in Sacramento. Dive deep into the Kings, 49ers, Raiders, Giants, Athletics, and more with your favorite local personalities and some of the most trusted sports voices in the community. Stream Sactown Sports 1140. Watch original video content and read in-depth analysis all in one location. Sactownsports.com. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It's finally Friday. Getting out the door, feeling the refreshing Delta breeze. Nice and cool start to the day, and temperatures will warm this afternoon, but we're close to what's normal for this time of year. Expect daytime highs to peak in the low 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Oh, the Sacramento heat. Right now, get your AC professionally tuned up for as low as just $59 and enjoy your summer nice and cool. Plumbing, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com. Summer restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The sounds of summer. They're great until they're not. Luckily, AutoZone has free battery testing and charging
Let me check that for you.
to help make a rough moment smooth. Don't miss the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone. Free products with select deals until July 27th. And free services every day. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is, what makes us different from other law firms? At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to the end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether it must go into litigation, or whether it has to go all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve.
When you get an injury, just call Gingery.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown 411 16th Street and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. And there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Country in the Park 2, presented by your California Army National Guard, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Russell Dickerson. Plus more. Enjoy line dancing, live DJs, mechanical bull, and food trucks. Tickets start at just $70. Country in the Park 2, October 23rd at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra, the California Office of Traffic Safety, and Caltrans. More info at CITPFest.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know? It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
On Sactown Sports.
All right, here, final half hour of this Friday show. Carmichael Dave will be back with us on Monday. It's been a whirlwind for a lot of people. Chris, I know it's been crazy for you back at the studios, but we appreciate your help and Richie and everybody that's had to do extra work back in Sacramento. The guys that have been killing it out in Vegas. Thanks to all of them have been joining every show and doing all their work, and all the folks that that have helped us make it happen with the afternoon show too. Power Business Technology, copiers and printers for your office needs. So we thank them. We thank you, and kind of just enjoying, hopefully, our content that we've been throwing out there each and every day for you. And one last day for those guys in the afternoon show to be out there. So we look forward to that and see what they got home, see what they're bringing home on the final day for them out in Las Vegas. We have one final segment after this where we will get to Friday Fun and Games. I've got that game all set to go for you, but we will get to some celebrity birthdays, and let's tell you what's on deck first. Let's start with that as far as the weekend goes, and really tonight to set you up. You have the British Open Day 2 is underway. Chris has been giving you some of those scores from the leaderboard as that continues. Baseball starts again with the Nationals at the A's as the A's begin a weekend series at home. Warm temperatures there in Sacramento. Giants at the Mariners as the Giants begin their last portion of their schedule. And then Summer League, Kings and Hornets in the smaller gym, Cox Pavilion. Bulls, Cavs, Mavericks, Knicks, Pistons, Heat, Blazers, Jazz, and T-Wolves, Clippers as these teams wind up their summer league. The Final Four was already established. You have the Lakers in there. The Clippers have made it. Who else do we got in the Final Four? Not the Clippers, excuse me. The Lakers, the Grizzlies, the Rockets, and the Warriors represent your Final Four playing for the Summer League Championship. And then, of course, this weekend, World Cup, the third, fourth matchup is this weekend, tomorrow, and then the World Cup final coming your way on Sunday. All right, Chris, you ready to knock out some of these birthdays?
First, I think we need to have our guests get ready.
Yeah, Chris, are you ready?
Matt's ready.
Hi. Kayla's still getting situated here. We just ran in.
I see that. I see she's settling in. Matt, why don't we start first before we get to birthdays, at least, because we got Friday Fun and Games coming up next. What is coming up on the show today?
Coming up on the show today. I came across something that was used for another team on social media that I decided to kind of make our own today. If you could show a non-Kings fan or show somebody just one clip to try and make them a Kings fan or convince them to be a Kings fan, anything from Kings history, what would you show them? We'll do something with that. We'll talk about ESPN's Summer League rookie rankings, as well as the Athletic Sam Vecini dropped his Summer League rookie evaluations, and as you can imagine, not the most, not the best reviews for Darius Akov Jr., but not massive overreactions either. And then J. Ross, I actually think the Detroit Pistons might be doing the right thing with Jalen Duren in the sense that just because you're eligible for a max contract doesn't necessarily mean you should get a max contract, and maybe the NBA needs a team to do something like this for a max eligible guy. So we'll talk about that as well.
Okay, well, good. I see Kayla situated. Hello, Kayla. How are you?
I'm good. What's up?
I'm ready. You guys ready?
We're ready. Always ready.
We got Friday Fun and Games in our next segment, but let's hit you with a few birthdays before we get there. So let's do it. First and foremost, on this July 17th, I said at the top of the show, happy birthday to my lovely wife.
Oh,
it's her birthday.
Nice.
24.
Oh, wow. 24. Good drop, Chris. Good drop on that. Matt, you're well appreciated for that comment, too. I can tell you that. Happy birthday today to Luke Bryan, country singer.
Luke
country in air quotes.
Wait, who?
Luke Bryan.
Oh.
Luke Bryan.
Luke Bryan is 44. Is he older than that?
47.
46.
Kayla's closest. He is celebrating his 50th
Wow.
birthday.
I paid my taxes.
Wow. Happy birthday to OG
Anunoby.
Yeah.
Kenobi.
29.
Actually, I think that might be spot on. I'll say 28, but I think he's 20.
30.
We have a correct answer. It goes to Kayla Anderson, 29 for OG. Happy birthday to David
Copperfield. Blaine.
Hasselback. No.
Oh, wait.
Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff. It is Hasselhoff,
It
not
is?
Hasselback. Yes. Happy birthday to David Hasselhoff. I love the Hasselback.
I know. I don't know what I was thinking.
Seahawks
Matt
quarterback.
Hasselbeck.
How old is David Hasselhoff today?
Oh, he's like 68.
Ooh, I think he's like 70.
Is he?
Yeah.
No way.
69.
Nice.
Kayla's closest again. 74 for
Yay!
Dave loves
David
it.
Hoff.
Whoops.
I paid my taxes.
Whoa.
That's funny.
We got a couple movies too for today. I brought this movie up earlier in the show, and here it's back again. I don't know if you guys ever saw this, but this movie came out on this date. Did you ever see Trainwreck?
Yes. Yes, I did see that. That's with Amy Schumer, right?
Amy Schumer,
Yeah.
Bill Hader, LeBron James.
LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Annie Mamalo.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh wait.
Wait, no, that's
yeah?
This Is 40.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good movie too.
What year did that come out?
Oh,
on
that's
this
a
date?
newer one. Let's do
John Cena.
2020.
No.
Is it that old? Is it older?
2017.
2010.
Matt's closest. 2015.
Hell yeah.
Oh, okay.
I knew that.
Matt knows movies.
No idea what that is.
Yeah, he does.
How about this one, Matt? You might have heard of it. Doubt you saw it, but you never know. How about RoboCop?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
RoboCop.
You know RoboCop, not the new one.
No, the old
No.
one.
Old
How?
one.
I haven't seen it, but I know of it.
Okay,
I've
then-
seen like joke clips of it on the internet. Basically, is
Okay,
what
so then what
He has
year?
no idea how terrifying the huge machine cop
Yeah,
robot
it is,
was.
It is scary.
Oh, okay. 1981.
Okay. 1984.
1987.
We have a correct answer. It goes to Christopher Law. 1987.
Did you
for
know?
RoboCop.
Like you just knew?
Yeah,
do
I
you
knew.
remember that vividly?
No, I don't know it that vividly.
Did you go see it
I
in
was
theaters?
2.
Oh,
It's amazing to me, like the movies that you know and don't know, Matt. It's always the mystery. It's one of my favorite
I
parts about
watched.
movies.
I stayed up way too late last night watching Wolf of Wall Street for the first time.
Wait, for the first
I'd
time?
never seen it. I really enjoyed it. It was great.
I've seen it like 18 times. Maybe not that many,
It's a lot of times.
but I've seen it a lot.
I really enjoyed
A
it.
few more from the weekend, at least I want to get in here. Let's see, turning what tomorrow? Let's see. Let's go with Vin Diesel.
Oh,
Be how old
The
tomorrow?
Pacifier, great movie. That's what he's known for. The Last Witch Hunter. Vin Diesel is 57.
Yeah, 57.
He is, I'm going to say, 62.
Matt and Kayla are closer, barely 59.
Wow, he's almost
Okay,
60.
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Kristen Bell.
Ah.
Who's I know the name.
Oh, she's back in the day. What was that original thing that
She
kinda
was
blew up on?
Sarah Marshall.
Yes,
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
and she does that Netflix show, J. Ross, that you guys were breaking down Netflix. Like it's like a podcast she does with her sister.
Oh, she's in that?
Anybody? Nobody. But nobody.
She's also in The Good
nobody
Place.
something. Yeah.
Married to Dax Shepard.
Ugh.
Oh, okay.
I have no clue.
I think she's 46.
40
No, yeah, 46.
49.
I'm going to say 44.
We have a correct answer. Goes to Kayla Anderson, 46 for Kristen Bell tomorrow. How about Bam Adebayo?
Bam.
Bam, bam. Bam is 28.
Let's just do 29.
27.
Well, we have a couple correct answers. Bam is 28 today, but Kayla's right because I was looking for 29. That's what he'll be turning tomorrow. How about on Sunday, Benedict Cumberbatch?
Played Smaug in the Hobbit movies.
You'd know this one.
Not a joke. Benedict Cumberbatch is 40.
I know you like Harry Potter.
42.
44.
49.
Chris is closest. He is turning 50.
Wow.
He is turning 50. And the last one, celebrating a birthday this weekend, Rachel Robinson, who is the wife of Jackie Robinson.
Oh.
Wow. Holy smokes.
Wow.
92?
Yeah. What's that?
92?
96.
95.
Matt's closest. On Sunday, she will be celebrating her 104th
Whoa,
birthday.
that's
Yeah.
How about that?
That's
really cool.
amazing.
I pay my taxes.
Wow, that's come on.
Shouldn't have to pay your taxes
That's
anymore at
pretty
that
cool.
point.
Good
All right.
point.
When we come back, we'll have Friday fun and games. That is next.
Is the rest of the NBA developing a scouting report on Darius Acuff?
On offense, teams are going to blitz him and teams are going to play physical. You're going to have to hit tough shots because you're not getting good looks. And then on defense, Acuff is going to get intentionally switched on. He's going to get hunted. He's going to get isolated. It is going to be a true trial by fire his rookie year.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Awkward time to ask this, but hey, did you download the trail map?
Yeah, no, I don't need to.
I don't understand. You're trusting your signal out here?
Well, I'm trusting T-Mobile. They have the best network. And if we end up in bum-tots nowhere, well, we've got T-Satellite for backup.
Whoa, I don't trust my carrier that much.
We'll just use your phone as a flashlight.
With America's best network and T-Satellite, we're keeping you connected in places you never thought possible. And if you switch today, you get free phones for $0 down and only $25 a month per line for 4 lines. Find out more at T-Mobile.com or visit your local store.
Best mobile network based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025 with 24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on Essentials. For well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 connection charge per line. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement example $299.99 Moto Edge 5G required. T-Satellite available with compatible device in most outdoor areas in the U.S. where you can see the sky. Included with experience beyond or $10 a month. Auto renews monthly. Cancel anytime. Visit T-Mobile.com.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments. Clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave.
What's up? It's Matt George.
What's good? It's Alan Stiles.
With the most trusted voices in the community.
This is Jason Ross.
Hey, it's Kayla Anderson.
It's Whitey Gleason.
Ready to help promote your business, both as partners and customers. All you have to do is ask. Pick up the phone, dial pound 250 and say, grow my business to get connected with a team member today. That's pound 250 and say, grow my business. Our team will review your product, quickly pair you with a perfect endorser, and create video and audio samples all at no cost or obligation to you. With the most live and local on-air lineup, a dynamic content-driven website, and a state-of-the-art mobile app, Sactown Sports 1140 is tailor-made to help you connect with a sports audience in Sacramento. So why wait? Dial pound 250 today. Say, grow my business, and let us help take you to the next level.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
Vegas.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
We have finally made it to Friday
Let's end your week the right way with Friday Fun and Games.
on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Friday fun and games. Friday fun and games.
We are here. We've made it. Final
made it.
segment.
Is that other
So
guy
happy.
coming back next week?
What's that?
That other dude that used to work on this show or something, is he coming back next week?
Allegedly.
I forgot what he looked like.
Me too. We shall see. We'll find out next week. Matt and Kayla will be coming your way here in just a few moments with their show over the next couple hours. Then our final day in Vegas for the afternoon show. The Drive guys will bring it home today from 2 until 6. But Friday Fun and Games, we are ready, guys. I'm bringing back a game that you both, really the show excelled at the last time.
Oh.
I mean, excelled.
Okay.
So I have a little twist to it this time. I have 14 categories. We'll go in order. You can't say the same thing as the other person. On the first round, you are not trying to match me. So if you make it through, or if you match me, you're out. But if you make it through, that's great. But I'm not going to tell you my answer because on the second round, you're then going to try to match me. So obviously, if you get through, you know what you answered. So you'll have a second guess at it. Does it make sense?
I think so.
I think it does as we do it.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So Matt, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
We'll go Matt, Kayla, Chris, and then Kayla, Chris, Matt, Kayla, so on and
Yep.
so forth. Here we go. First category, and it'll get more narrow at the end, so it'll be harder. It'll be closer to match. First one, Matt, for you and for everybody, an article of clothing.
And I'm not trying to match you. Right.
You are not. So you don't know what I've guessed, and I will be honest on my end.
Belt.
Pants.
Handkerchief.
Okay. Everybody has made it through. I'm not saying my answer because we'll come back to that one, and you'll try to match me on the second round. Kayla, something you bring to a barbecue or a cookout.
Meat.
Chris.
Ice.
Matt.
Potato salad.
Unbelievable. Matt. Potato salad.
Wow, Matt.
Bad.
Matt's out already.
No.
I'm going to let you back in, but you're getting a negative point. I'm giving you
Dang,
-1.
Me,
Maddie.
Richie pointed at me
Wow,
like I had a good answer.
I
now
love
I'm
potato
now I'm
salad,
mad at
though.
Richie.
No, he's pointing at you because that's what everyone is thinking.
Oh.
It's really fun.
Okay.
I was
Chris,
thinking drinks,
a
but
brand of candy. Matt, you're back in, but you have -1.
okay.
Mounds.
Ooh.
Matt.
Dots. Remember those things?
Kayla?
Those things suck.
Twix.
Okay. Everybody's in. Matt, a board game.
Settlers of Catan.
Oh my gosh.
Matt, you will not believe it. No, just kidding.
Yeah, right?
Everyone knows that one.
Operation.
The Grape Escape.
All right.
Why did I
Kayla.
get laughed at? What is that?
So funny.
Kayla, an NFL quarterback, starting NFL quarterback.
Cam Ward.
Chris?
I'm going to say Justin Herbert.
Trevor Lawrence.
Okay. Hey, this was a theme for the week, Chris. At one point, chain restaurant.
Ooh.
I can't remember where he went yesterday. Or he went the other day.
It's the burger one.
Bobby Flay's.
I will say Chili's.
Sizzler.
Applebee's.
Okay. Everybody made it through. I think we're to Matt. Yeah. NHL team.
Ooh. Dallas Stars.
Kayla?
Nashville Predators.
Seattle Kraken.
All right. Kayla, a Tom Cruise movie.
Oh, damn.
What do you mean, damn?
Well, I'll go with the obvious one, Top Gun. Because I don't think you'd do that obvious.
Chris?
American Made.
Matt?
Can I say one of the specific Mission Impossibles? Mission Impossible 3. I don't know. Ghost Recon, whatever the hell it's called.
Okay. You guys made it.
Wow. Okay.
Let's see. I don't know who our Chris, I think, is up next. A World Cup, a team in the World Cup.
I am going to say Austria.
Scotland.
England.
Okay. We got another one we lost, and it's you again, Matt.
No way!
I am not
Jason
kidding you.
Ross, shut up.
They're definitely
Shut up. There's no way you win Scotland.
So
you win Cape Verde, you liar.
Unbelievable.
How
All
dare
right.
I'm sitting out. I'm out of here.
Hey, it's -2, Matt. Think about it. You matched me
-2.
in a round you didn't want to match me. All right, Matt, you're first here.
You're a liar.
A boy's name that starts with the letter J.
Jonathan.
Jaden.
Jedediah.
Oh my God.
Kayla, an NBA lottery pick. Remember, these are getting more narrow here at the end.
I'll go with the obvious.
DA5.
Okay.
Why'd you say it like that?
I don't know.
Chris?
I wanted to.
I'll go with the obvious. AJ DeBonsa.
Okay. Matt?
Nate Ament.
Okay. Who are we at? I don't know who's first.
Kayla was first. Kayla was first.
Chris.
It's Chris. Yeah.
Chris, a holiday.
Holiday.
Players Holiday.
No, a holiday.
Yeah,
a
Players
holiday
Holiday. Because it's a whole song about it.
A holiday we observe.
Arbor Day.
Halloween.
President's Day.
Okay. Matt, a letter in the alphabet.
Q.
K.
J.
And last one, Kayla, number between 1 and 10.
7.
6.
4.
Okay, everybody made that. All right, so Matt had -2. We've eliminated that category of potato salad and Scotland.
There's no way you said Scotland.
I'll take the picture of my list here. All right, so now let's go back to this round. You're trying to match me here.
At least Scotland wasn't as bad a loser as Matt.
That's crazy.
All right, Matt, back to you. Article of clothing.
Now I'm trying to match you.
Yep.
Socks.
Dang it, you took mine. Shirt.
Hat.
We have a match. It's Matt.
Let's
George.
go.
I didn't want to say socks.
I was going to say socks.
Jason Ross is a socks
Kayla.
guy.
Oh, no, we already did potato salad. Okay, brand of candy.
Snickers.
Butterfinger.
Reese's.
No match. I went Lifesavers.
Oh,
nerd.
What the?
Hey.
I am 63 years old.
That's good. I like the gummies.
Board game. Chris.
Clue.
Monopoly.
Battleship.
I went with Sorry.
Oh, good one.
I like Sorry.
Good one.
Okay, NFL quarterback. I don't know where are Kayla.
Baker Mayfield.
Chris.
Drake May.
Matt.
Lamar Jackson.
Okay, no match. Daniel Jones. Let's go with the chain restaurant, Matt.
Let's see. Oh gosh, I don't know. What do we say? Chili's, Applebee's, and Sizzler is what I said. I'm panicking. Chevy's. I don't know.
Olive Garden.
Oh, Olive Garden.
P.F. Chang's.
I went Red Lobster.
The ones that are left.
NHL team. Kayla.
Toronto Maple Leafs.
Chris.
The Colorado Avalanche.
Detroit Red Wings.
I went Vancouver Canucks. Chris,
close.
Tom Cruise movie.
I'm going to say Top Gun Maverick.
I don't know what other.
That's
I'm
I'm
so
looking
bad
up
at
Tom
movies.
I would have
Cruise.
given Kayla credit for that on the Top Gun. So if you want to pick another one.
Oh. Well, then I will say Interview with a Vampire.
Ooh.
Jerry Maguire.
Oh shoot. Eyes Wide Shut.
I went with Rain Man. Oh no, we already got Scotland. Matt, boy's name that begins with the letter J.
Jerry.
Josh.
Jason.
I went Jacob. NBA lottery pick, Kayla.
Boozer.
Chris.
Did someone say Acuff?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes. Peterson.
PA5.
PA5.
Let's do Keaton Wagler.
Who did Chris say?
Peterson.
Oh, okay. That was Braden Burries.
I was going to take him.
Balls.
Dang it.
Matt, Holiday.
Christmas.
Matt Holiday.
Holiday.
Valentine's Day.
Flag Day.
Thanksgiving. A
Dang
letter
it.
in the alphabet, Kayla.
Z.
Chris? You said A?
Yeah.
F.
Matt? It was I. And a number between 1 and 10. Last one.
Dang it.
So I've had 2 matches when Matt didn't want to match me and 1 match when he did. Can you get the last one? Number between 1 and 10. I don't know
What
who's
numbers
first.
did we say? Do you remember? I said 4.
I said 7.
4, 7, and what number?
6.
You said 6. Okay. 2.
5.
3.
The consistency, we've got a match. It's Matt George,
Oh my
number
gosh.
2.
I know you, Jay.
So we
Pretty
all
much
end with
got
0?
Even, yeah.
Yeah, Matt. Yeah, everybody ended with 0. They never matched, and
Cool.
Matt lost twice and matched twice.
Cool.
That's funny.
Well done, you guys.
Consistently
have a great
met.
weekend, you guys. Have a
You
great
too.
show too.
That's a fun game.
That's it for this show. Thank you to Chris, all the work he's done all week long. Thank you to all of you for joining us and listening to us. Up next, it's Matt and Kayla. Have a great weekend. See ya.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave